From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey, I'm Shawn Mendes.
This is Selena Gomez.
Drizzy Drake.
Taylor Swift.
Post Malone.
Camila Cabello.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Right here. Turn up.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
I can feel
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. I just Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
$20,000. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat.
Do you ever have a silent standoff in the house between you and your wife? Something that you're both at odds at with each other, but you never speak of it? Because I just lost one the other day.
You did?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I just lost one the other day.
Sound the alarm.
Okay,
Sound the alarm.
So every now and then what winds up happening is we have like a garbage can, like a big stainless steel garbage can that sits beside the fridge in the kitchen. That's for recycling.
Okay.
All the recycling goes in. And then one of us, depending on the schedule, how tired you are, everything else, one of us, when it's full, will just take something that needs to be recycled and place it on top of the garbage can, on top of the lid.
Okay.
Okay?
So let me think about this.
Okay. So once that happens, then it's like game on. Okay.
To see who is going to be the person to empty the recycling, right?
So, yeah. So then somebody else, one of us will put something else, one of us will put something else. So at this point, there's an empty box of Perrier, 3 empty cans of cider, and a takeout container. Right? Mm-hmm. Then I'll come home and I will have been to Metro or a grocery store and I'll have a plastic bag with me. And then I take everything on top of the recycling, the container, and I put it into this plastic bag. Okay. Then I tie the bag up and I put the tied bag on top of the recycling.
Why don't we just take it outside?
Shush, your mouth.
Okay.
It's a standoff.
Yeah.
Okay? So then the day goes by and then you order Uber Eats and it comes in one of those big giant paper bags, right? Yeah. And you get all the takeout containers and the paper towels and everything else, and they go in this. And then you take that plastic bag and you then put that inside the larger paper bag and you put that on top.
You guys are just battling.
Okay. Then the next day, an Amazon delivery comes. Yeah, the next day an Amazon delivery comes.
Y'all petty as hell.
Okay. The next day an Amazon delivery comes.
Yeah.
And what you get with that is whatever's in the box, but you also get the box.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So then the box goes on top of the recycle container. Yes. Everything that was then on top of the recycle container goes into the box, which gives you a brand new foundation to start stacking.
Right.
Okay. So then after that, it becomes a tower game. Okay, where we're stacking. We got to the point of where the tower on top of the garbage can was taller than the garbage can.
Come on!
Okay?
Come on!
And we walk by it 100 times a day, each of us, never say a word to each other. Okay?
Just keep stacking.
Just keep stacking, right? Keep stacking. Every now and then a cat walks by and a can falls off and hits the floor.
But at that point, you just pick it up and put it back on the stack.
Pick it back up and you restack it, okay?
And what, is it like waving back and forth, like Jenga?
No, it's wedged into a corner, so it's even better. So you start good. Yeah.
So you have support.
Oh, it's art, right? The whole thing, it's beautiful when you think about it. It's actually beautiful. And so the other day, I went to put something on top of it and everything just collapsed.
No.
It all collapsed. So I was the one that had to pack everything up, right? And 2 bags is what it took. Brought it outside, recycling done, put the new bag in, everything else.
How many days had gone by?
Oh, like a week.
A week?
Yeah, easily a week.
And in that, so including weekends?
Yeah, like it was like a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday kind of thing, right? So then I empty it, right? And then Catherine comes home, and guess what? There isn't any of.
What?
No acknowledgement of the fact that I emptied it. And then so I start getting mad.
She's like, where's the tower?
Yeah. Right? No acknowledgement of what I just did. So now I know the next time this happens, I am not backing down.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Let me read you this here. It's a fantastic debate. So the question was, who has the best job in television?
Ooh.
Meaning, as far as how much they work, where they work, and how much they make.
Okay.
And they break it down between Jeff Probst, Chris Harrison of The Bachelor, Alex Trebek, Judge Judy, Tony Romo, and Pat Sajak. So Jeff Probst, host of Survivor, works 80 days.
Uh-huh.
Is how long it takes to shoot a season of Survivor. $4 million a year.
Okay.
97% of the show is taped in Fiji. So yes, he's in Fiji. He's away, but he's also in Fiji.
Yeah.
So 4 million.
It's like 200 degrees every day.
4 million 80 degrees. 4 million 80 days.
Yeah.
Chris Harrison for The Bachelor.
Uh-huh.
The Bachelor takes 160 days of filming for the franchise. And that I believe includes the 3 months for like Bachelor in Paradise and stuff like that. So he's at 160 days, but he makes $88 million a year.
Okay. That's for the entire franchise.
That's for the entire franchise.
Okay.
And then he also has to go to those Mexican resorts and all this stuff. So there's a little bit of travel. Okay. Alex Trebek. Jeopardy takes 46 days a year to shoot the entire year's worth of Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And Trebek makes $10 million a year. Oof. All from one studio.
Beautiful. Okay.
Judge Judy, 62 days a year. She only works 5 days a month.
Hold on, what? 5 days a month?
5 days a month is when they tape this show. Okay.
Yeah.
$47 million a year.
Oh, so far I'm with Judge Judy on this one.
Okay.
So far.
Okay. Tony Romo on NFL. Tony Romo works 18 to 20 weeks a year, usually 1 day a week. for the football season.
Come on, man. Okay. Come on, man.
$17 million a year.
Oh, my God. Okay. I'm with Romo right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak.
Okay.
$15 million a year. Uh-huh. They shoot the entire year's worth of Wheel of Fortune in 48 days.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so far...
so a year's worth of Wheel of Fortune happens in less than 2... So Pat Sajak gets 10 months off.
And he makes how much?
Because he doesn't do anything else. Like, you have to understand, right? Like, Judge Judy, Pat Sajak, and Alex Trebek, those are their things. They don't do anything else. Like, Chris Harrison still does Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like, all this stuff, right?
Sajak, this is his only gig.
The only thing Sajak does is...
How much does he get?
$15 million a year... But it's 48 days to do the entire year's.
Oh, what is was the football guy?
Tony Romo?
Yeah.
18 to 20 weeks a year. They say weeks, but it's really days. 17 million a year.
17 million for working 1 day a week.
Yeah.
For like 16, 17 weeks.
He works 16 to 19 games.
Yeah, so that's one a week.
Yeah. During the season. It's tough, right?
And Sajak is how much?
Sajak is 15 mil. Now let's go back.
And the football guy is how much? 17 mil?
This, by the way, is who has the best job on television. Tony Romo, 17 mil for 16 to 19 games.
I'm going to go with Tony Romo.
Okay, but keep in mind what plays a factor in this is Pat Sajak drives from his house to the studio, which probably isn't that far.
Yeah.
They shoot a bunch of episodes in one day. He has his own dressing room. He goes home at the end of the night. When Tony Romo's doing football, he has to travel for games. So that's 16 to 19 weeks with full travel.
Okay, I'm going to go with Sajak.
It's a pretty sweet deal, right?
Yeah. I'm going to say Pat Sajak has the sweetest gig of all of them
40,
that you gave in that list.
48 days, like in a row, basically.
Yeah. I could do that.
6 shows
I could
a day.
deal with that.
$15 million a year.
And then you get the rest of the year off?
10 months.
Oh, come on, bro. Pat Sajak out here winning.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Ketchup in the fridge after opening, yes or no? I mean, not to you specifically, Roz, because you don't own ketchup in the house, and
I don't.
You just don't eat ketchup. You hate it.
It's for children and peasants.
Hey, man.
No, I think that people who eat ketchup are...
Children and peasants?
No, they suffer from some sort, like adults, not kids. Kids, whatever. They'll figure it out on their own. But I think that it's either people who hate food because they have to smother it in sugar.
Oh God!
Right? Because that's all ketchup is. They smother it in sugar. So I automatically think that you just hate food. Or I feel that like when I see adults eating a lot of ketchup, I find that there's some sort of like stunted growth, like arrested development kind of thing of where they're holding on to some part of them when they were a kid that they need to get rid of. When I see that.
Such a hater.
Like a
Bro, we're talking ketchup here. You're such a hater.
I know. It's candy. I know. When you're grown and you have to put candy on all your food, there's something went wrong in your upbringing, man. Something seriously went wrong in your upbringing.
You are way too passionate.
No, I'm not. I'm
to be
right.
hating on ketchup like this.
No, I'm right.
Last week, a British website called Which? It's like the Consumers Reports out there.
All right.
Asked experts which condiments you should store in the fridge and which ones you should keep in the cupboard. And when talking about ketchup, the article says there's no need to keep ketchup in the fridge. Not only does it contain vinegar, but tomatoes are naturally acidic and it helps to preserve the product in room temperature conditions. One of the doctors in the article said people can keep it there, quote, because they prefer a chilled taste, but otherwise it doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Oh.
That's the reason why we in our house keep ketchup in the fridge, because I like that chilled,
really,
little bit of chilled ketchup-y taste.
Why don't you just put ice cream on your French fries then?
Why don't you shut the hell up? And let's hear from the people on the streets about ketchup in the fridge versus not in the fridge.
This conversation has us all in a pickle. I had the chance to catch up with some people. I relish in the fact that we all don't agree on this, but I mustered the strength to move on. Hi, what's your name?
Kyle.
Does ketchup need to go in the fridge or not? Not preference, does it need to?
Absolutely. The consistency of the entire mixture. There's no way that you can just leave it out. It's not allowable.
But what about restaurants, man?
It's sickening. They shouldn't do it anymore. A lot of people make choices that don't benefit them. They just, they don't know they're hurting themselves,
I personally don't think, I don't need to, because I don't care if it's cold or not, or it doesn't really go off, but I'm a chef, so as a chef point of view, you should put it in the fridge, because anything that's, once it's open, you put it in the fridge.
Do we need to keep our ketchup in the fridge or not?
No, because ketchup is nasty. It should go in the garbage.
Yo, I'd have to say in the fridge, because you can always microwave it. Nah, you can't, because then it splatters. Ketchup in the fridge. We like it cold, baby.
It has to not go in the fridge, man. Like cold ketchup, it's not a thing. It definitely is not a thing. Who puts ketchup in the fridge? You got nuts, man. Like what the hell?
No, not in the fridge. No, you don't put it in the fridge. It doesn't need to melt. It's not. It stays on the side, and that's how it should be.
I like tomatoes. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
I feel like because of the ingredients that are in there, it should be refrigerated because it's a man-made object. For sure, it should be taken with care. It's got an expiration date on it as well, so it should be preserved to a certain extent to it at least. I feel like it shouldn't be, kept outside at room temperature where there's other factors that could possibly spoil it.
The fact that people are even talking about this is ridiculous. Who cares? Put it wherever you like.
Wow.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Transat's Distinction Collection offers more than 45 hotels in 15 sun destinations. Transat customers, you will enjoy exclusive benefits such as direct round-trip transfers between the airport and your hotel, additional guaranteed reservations, a la carte restaurants.
Yeah, there's also a ton of other benefits like free Wi-Fi, unlimited select international drinks, a mini bar which is stocked daily.
Ooh, good deal.
The in-room safe, we all love that. The concierge service, plus golf and spa discounts, and so much more.
Transat.com has all the info.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yeah, I was at the doctor on the weekend.
Did they make you wear a mask?
No, I had to get like a shot. No, they didn't make me wear a mask. There's no, but nobody's shaking your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Which is weird because then their hands are just like all over your body, right? Like I had to go for a physical. And so it's like his hands are all over my body.
Was he wearing gloves?
No. When they wear, he's like, no, like when he's using his stethoscope and stuff like that and he putting his hand on my back, he's not wearing, I don't think he was wearing gloves.
Did he constantly clean his hands with sanitizer?
Yeah, maybe. Nothing unusual though. It was. I only noticed it at the end when we were saying goodbye, and he's like, "Can't shake, Corona, right?" but I'm all like, "Dude, I was just nude." You know what I mean? Like we just did a full physical.
Yeah, we don't need. We're good. We don't need to shake.
We don't need to shake, man.
Like you saw everything.
Like we already did all the touching we're gonna need to do.
Yeah, see you in 6 months.
Yeah. But the way that I understand understand it. And he didn't even see, I mean, very cautious, obviously, right? But the way that I understand it is that, you know, Corona is coming. And Catherine was at a doctor recently where her doctor was like, hey, listen, we're all going to get it. Right? It's just the way it is. There's no vaccination for it. And it's going to happen. Right? It's whether you're, you know, in a high risk category. Most of us will be able to fight it.
Yeah. But it's that 2-week quarantine, though, man. Like,
well, I know, but think about it, though, right? Like, you know, 2
weeks off? Like, come on, man. But then when you get it, like you and I may not get it at the same time.
No, but it doesn't matter. If I get it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in this room has to go home for 2 weeks.
And then if I get it, everybody in the room, oh my God, we have a month off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's crazy.
Oh my God, bro, cough on me real quick.
Well, no, I don't have it.
Oh.
No, but that's what they're saying is that it's like, I know you can do the masks and you can do the hand sanitizer, you can do all this stuff, you can take all your precautions, right? But it's coming, right?
Speaking of masks.
it's coming.
Did you see, let me find it here. He still has it. Oh, yeah. He was getting killed on Instagram yesterday.
Why? What happened?
DJ Khaled, did you see the picture that he posted on IG wearing a mask?
No. What's he doing?
Look at this stupid mask he's wearing.
That's not a proper mask.
That's not the N95 mask.
No.
That's like a mask that you would buy at Home Depot so that you don't get dust in your mouth.
Yeah, but some of those are, and whatever they are.
No,
some of those Home Depot masks are.
This one's not at N95.
No, it's not.
No. When you zoom right in, there's like nothing on here that says N95.
Because I'll tell you, because the masks that don't work are the ones that you see everybody wearing. Like the little tiny paper ones, like what your dentist wears, those don't work.
Oh yeah, no.
Right? And I also don't know if the mask helps you not get it. I think the mask helps you not spread it. I don't know if the mask helps you not get it.
I don't know how real this is. I mean, it's real. Was this on the TTC? I saw this. I think it's on the TTC. This woman with the plastic bucket over
I know. I don't know where that's from. Yeah, but I saw that picture. She had there's a clear Rubbermaid bucket over the woman's head. You got to take all precautions, right? But this makes people go, look at the world today. The oil prices, the stock, everything else. Like, it's happening.
I know.
It's happening.
I know.
Everything is happening. It's just how you deal with it, man. It's crazy. But no, don't put a bucket on your head.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, you know, this sort of cliche where somebody who's well known gets in a situation where they do don't you know who I am? You know, Reese Witherspoon did that. Remember when she got drunk and pulled over by the cops? Mm-hmm. She was all like, don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
Maury did that.
Oh, God. Okay, what was the circumstance? Also, why does this surprise me?
Out of all of us, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not surprising.
Well, I'm sure you both have done it. You just don't talk about it.
What happened this time?
No, I've never said the words.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
I've never said those words. I might have had somebody else say, don't you know who he is? But I've never said the words, do you know who I am?
Yeah. Okay, so
I had somewhere to be, and sometimes I was going to interview Anthony from Queer Eye.
Okay,
gotcha. And traffic is just terrible in the city, and I know that the best route to get to where I needed to be was to drive straight along King Street.
Okay.
Right, which you cannot do. So you can't do that, right?
No.
Because they
you
have
go
all
maybe a block.
I think that's
and then
the
you're
rule,
forced
right?
to turn.
So each block I went to, I would sort of look around and
confused.
I'm like, what? Where? And then if no one's around, I'm like, oh, great. And then I continue. So I was literally half a block away from where I needed to be to interview him at this coffee shop. And I got pulled over, and they're like, sir, what are you doing? Why are you going through this intersection? You can't be doing that. Do you not know the new laws? And I'm like, you know, it's so funny. I do. I have to be right there at that Starbucks to do an interview, and I didn't know how else to get there. And, you know, it's so funny. I talk about this on the radio all the time. And, you know, of all people, I should know the rules. I just thought, I didn't know what the rules are if you're half a block away from where you need to be. He's like, you're going to have to drive, like you would have to drive all the way around the block. And I'm like, but I'm on the radio. I'm Maury from the Roz and Mocha Show. He's like, oh, you are? He's like, who are you going to interview? I'm like, I'm interviewing Anthony from Queer Eye. He's like,
Okay, tell you what. If I'll let you go if you go and get us a coffee.
Oh, God. Bribery. Okay.
Right? So what happened, More?
So I went and got them a coffee and walked
No, you
back
didn't.
and took a
Yes,
picture
you
with them.
And they took a picture with him.
What the?
It works.
What the hell?
It works. Right?
What the hell?
It works. It works.
Wow.
It works. Sometimes cliches and stereotypes are cliches and stereotypes because they're true. Maury fully did the "Don't you know who I am?" and it worked.
But in, like, all along King Street, right? Like, I'm surprised that they let you go. Congratulations, by the way. It only cost you 2 cups of coffee.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But all along King Street, because I've been, for that entire stretch where you're only allowed to drive like a block and then you have to turn, there's signs like everywhere.
Yeah, but
giant signs on either side of the road, up by the lights, all along the road, like big yellow friggin' marks.
Mocha, you just have to look confused.
Yeah, that's it. Which is not difficult for Maury.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
And I see that leagues across various sports are no longer allowing the media or visitors, not just the media, but other visitors into the locker room. Stop the spread of COVID-19.
It's always wild when it's a joint statement, between
like all the leagues in the world,
like MLB, NBA, all that stuff, NHL. So they're doing whatever they can. It's crazy though. The whole thing is just wild. And I'm
like Italy shut down.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to just stay focused on the official releases from people like the CDC or the World Health Organization or all this stuff, as opposed to news coverage. And I know we do a lot on this show, but there's legit things that are canceled, like and locker rooms being closed and everything else. But it's not, because the way that I understand it, and I've sort of just come to terms with it, and maybe I'm wrong, but I've just sort of come to terms with that, I'm probably going to get it. You're probably going to get it. Everybody's probably going to get it.
I hope not. I'm doing what I can to not get it.
No, what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just like you can't quarantine the world. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Okay, well, don't be putting that bad juju on me.
I'm not putting bad juju on you at all, right? I'm just saying that, like, it's...
Tell me I'm going to get it.
I'm not saying you're going to get it. I said
you said probably.
Probably.
That's a jackass.
Okay?
Take my vitamin D.
Do all the stuff, man.
Yeah, vitamin
I
C.
noticed here yesterday morning, I went to the bathroom yesterday morning, and they have one of those hand sanitizer dispensers on the wall.
Yeah, they're putting them everywhere in this building.
Like, somebody ripped it open, and it was gone.
Oh, God.
The bag.
Already?
Yeah, the bag.
What is this, Costco?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The world is basically shutting down because of coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And Billboard, on their website, has 10 coronavirus-related songs that they've written about.
10?
Yes. One of them is called Jealous Coronavirus.
Oh. Now,
sorry, go ahead.
Are these all like new songs that people have written for, or did they just happen to have... I guess nobody would have written a song called Coronavirus before.
These are all fairly new.
God, anything to make a buck, huh?
This one is called Jealous Coronavirus. The song is from the Vietnamese health department, which commissioned the song to inform citizens about the origin of the coronavirus.
I gotcha.
And to limit its spread. So some of the lyrics include, recently we got hit with a hot virus. Its name is Corona. Where is it from? It's from Wuhan. Amidst the peace, it suddenly appeared. We definitely got to stay alert.
Oh.
And the song sounds like this.
These are like public service announcements, basically, right? For the most part.
Some of them are, yeah. called Jealous Coronavirus from Vietnam.
Sure. Okay. I mean, listen, if it helps even a little, why not?
Wait for the beat to drop.
See, the problem with something like this, though, is that you run the risk of people just wanting to get together in large groups and dance to it.
Right.
Which is exactly what you're not supposed to do.
Fight the Virus is a song from an artist in the Philippines, and it's a parody of a Simon and Garfunkel song called Sound of Silence.
Together we must overcome. To beat this virus, fight as one. For a life of health and harmony. It's in our hands, it's up to you and me. For the health of our land, of our friends and family.
Wow.
Jackie Chan, believe it or not, is in a song as well.
No.
Yeah. Artists from mainland China and Hong Kong came together to record a song called Believe Love Will Triumph. And Jackie Chan is in this particular song. Some of the lyrics include, "For you, I will fight my life, even in the face of a rainfall of bullets. Through the door of life and death, I promise not to leave. The hardest thing to let it go, I will stay calm for you."
Jeez. And these are all coronavirus songs.
All coronavirus songs.
They're all sort of epic, like a "We Are the World," right? Like nothing is simple. Nothing's a simple pop song. They're all these big, giant, epic message tracks,
Like anthemic songs.
Yeah.
Let me play one for you that sounds like a big party, though.
Okay.
This one's from Mexico. It's called La Cumbia del Coronavirus. Encourages listeners to wash their hands and avoid friends if they have the virus.
Okay, hit me.
Some of the lyrics include, "Let's be attentive. We have to take care. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. That's why I made this song. The best thing to do is preservation. We all need to take care. Pay attention."
Todo el mundo está espantado por una enfermedad. Se llama el coronavirus y es una alarma mundial. Se dice que nació en China, varios muertos hay por allá. Hay que ponernos atentos, nos tenemos que cuidar. Para ponernos las pilas, para eso hice esta canción.
This was my favorite of all.
Where's the Canadian one? Where's our contribution to the coronavirus songs? Like, what's Cardi doing? Why is he sitting on his hands during this time? Sean Desmond, I'm talking to you. You know what I mean?
Should we call Sean and ask him? Put something together.
Like, why aren't we commissioning somebody to do a coronavirus song? Nice hair.
Like, I know. Hey, listen, Shawn Mendes, he's writing music right now for his new album.
What are you
Why
doing?
not toss in the next Corona song?
Why not, man?
So there you go, some coronavirus songs for you. Making the rounds. You want to check out the full list is at billboard.com.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
If handshakes are done, how else should we greet each other? I was in this situation yesterday. I interviewed a singer yesterday, young singer. I think she's 17, named Ren for short.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
No.
She's cool, really cool.
Yeah.
Grew up in Toronto. Grew up listening to this show.
Nice.
She'll be big. She'll be big. And it was weird because she came in because she's young, and so she came in, and I'm like, I don't want to shake your hand because you're like a singer, and I don't want to be the one that takes the kingdom down. You're on your way up.
Yeah.
And then after the interview was over, I walk over and her mom and dad are standing there, and her dad puts his hand. I'm like, oh my God. Now, so I shook her dad's hand, then I shook the mom's hand, then I went and I washed it. I did the whole thing, right? But I'm like, there's some situations where it's just instinctual. Like, I'm just so used to shaking people's hands that it's very difficult.
Here we go, Mr. Popular.
You don't know what it's like to be me, man. Okay?
I really don't. I can only dream, though.
Because I don't know. Like, it's very, like, I told you when I was at the doctor the other day, I went to shake his hand and he recoiled after having his hands all over my body. Right? He recoiled.
Mr. Popular again.
Right?
Here we go.
Also, lucky him.
Right? Yeah, I know more. Right? But so, and then he recoiled, but I don't know if I have that in me. Like,
Can I
when
just say-
somebody puts his hand out, like her dad put his hand out to me, and I just immediately shook it because I wasn't going to do the thing of where I say no.
No, but if somebody puts their hand out, instead of being that person, what if you tap your elbow to their hand?
No, I did that with the singer. I did that with Ren for Short. We touched elbows.
No, but if their hands out,
then I turn around and I shake her dad's hand. Right? And I'm like, well, I just ruined everything now. And now you're all going to get in a car together. And then I just ruined everything. I ruined everything.
I think now, especially with everything going on, right? Coronavirus. I don't think would be unusual, or for somebody to think it would be unusual if they went to shake your hand and you're like, COVID got everyone, and then like you hold out your elbow and you be like, yo, let's just do this.
No, I know.
But then those people are going to go home thinking you insulted them, right?
So they asked people, what should you do instead of a handshake? And you want to know the top 5?
Yeah.
Remember when Maury was talking about tapping feet?
Yeah.
That's never going to happen. But anyway, that was at number 5. Bowing is at number 4.
Really?
Oh, I would love to make that number 1.
Yes.
Bowing?
Like a curtsy?
What? Yeah. Bumping elbows, number 3.
Yeah.
A nod.
Okay.
Which is fine. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Right?
Yeah.
A nod at number 2. And I know that this seems very simple and civil and normal, but just imagine in the circumstances of where you're introduced to somebody in sort of a close setting, okay?
Sure.
Because at number 1 is a wave.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine waving at someone that's like 2 feet in front of me.
Right?
Do you want to try it?
Like we're all doing it to each other right now in the room. Like that's
super weird.
Yeah, that's
like
awkward.
if I'm like, hey, Jabroni, this is Mocha. Mocha, this is Jabroni, and you guys are like 2 feet away from each other, and you just
like,
wave.
Hey. So dumb.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, Roz and Mocha.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just called in to say what's up. Hope you guys have any good day.
Oh, thanks, man. What's your name?
It's Michael.
Michael, what are you up to today?
Honestly, man, I'm just about to roll up a spliff. You know what I mean? Set off my morning nice and fresh. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. That's nice and fresh to you? Is getting a little stoned in the morning?
Yeah, it keeps me focused. You know what I mean? Keeps me sharp.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It does to me, man. Everybody's different, man. Everybody's different.
Weed has never kept anyone sharp.
I mean, it keeps me like chill in the morning. You know what I mean? Starts off my day chill.
Hey, do you go to work a little bit high?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's the, you know what I mean?
It's like a little bit of a buzz.
And I know that you can say a lot about weed and a lot about alcohol and everything else. I know a lot of people that smoke weed, and I know a lot of people that drink. I would say that the amount of people that I know that drink who have gone to work a little bit drunk is in the low numbers, right? It's a really, really low percentage. The amount of people that I know that smoke weed that have gone to work high is in the very, very high percentage.
I see what you mean, man. I see what you mean. Honestly, I do sales, you know what I mean? So I speak on the phone.
Oh, okay.
I make sure I bang it out.
So you want to be smooth. You got to make sure you're smooth.
I want to be smooth on the phone, nice and relaxed.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, I got you.
Well, thank you for calling, Michael. We appreciate it. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Honestly, you guys are both nice people, man. You guys are both good people.
Yeah, but between Roz and Mocha.
Listen, he's high right now. You're not going to get him to say something mean.
Who is your favorite?
I'm rolling up right now. I'm not high yet.
Oh, okay,
you know?
okay.
Okay, so before you get a little high, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Man, all right. Roz.
Yeah, Roz. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, man.
I don't know, man. You sound a little stoned.
It was a tough choice, man.
Take care, brother. Thanks so much for listening. You too.
All right, later, man.
Awesome, man.
All right, bye-bye. Peace.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A couple of days ago, LeBron James was asked about how he would feel about possibly playing NBA games without fans in the stands, because the MLB, NBA, NHL, and MLS sent out a joint statement saying that they are preparing for that. If it needs to come to that, they'll be ready for it, and games will be played without fans. And at first, LeBron said this.
Play games without the fans? Yeah. No, it's impossible. I ain't playing. I ain't got the fans in the crowd. That's what I play for. I play for my teammates. I play for the fans. That's what it's all about. So if I show up to an arena and ain't no fans in there, I ain't playing.
And then I guess reality set in where somebody's like, yo, LeBron, you got to get on board with this, man. Like, this ain't about you. This ain't about you, man.
LeBron James is literally the official spokesperson for the NBA.
Exactly.
He's King James for a reason.
Yep. And so 24 hours later, LeBron's now saying this.
Obviously, I would be very disappointed, not having the fans, because that's what I play for. I play for my family. I play for my fans. They're saying no one could actually come to the game if they decide to go to that point. So I'll be disappointed in that. But at the same time, you gotta listen to the people that's keeping the track on what's going on.
Listen to your bosses.
And Charles Barkley was on the Late Show last night, and he's got a bit of a different take in the sense that he seems cautious, but yet not panicked.
This debate where we don't let fans come to games. I'm like, okay, if they don't come to games, are they not going to live their lives? Are they not going to go to work? Are they not going to go out and have dinner and things like that? Like, you can't stop living.
People just don't want the headline. Like the Lakers don't want to have to send out a press release saying, hey, if there was anybody in section 121 in between rows 15 and 26, get yourself tested or self-quarantined because we just got word. Yeah. Like nobody wants their letterhead with that statement. And I don't know if you saw it last night, but after the Leaf games, because I just saw this on Twitter because I completely missed it, which is after the Leafs won, everybody lines up to sort of like pat the goalie, Pat Anderson. And when they get to the end of the line, Austin Matthews was at the end of the line and he put his hands together and bowed.
Really?
And Anderson bowed back, and they asked him about it afterwards, and he said that it's because of the whole coronavirus thing and that they would try something a little different.
Yeah?
Yeah, so they're bowing. I know we were goofing on that, but people are bowing now.
Anything to avoid physical contact.
Yeah, I mean, you just had, a guy's fist in your face, right?
That is true. Like, what happened? Okay, here's a question.
Out of all the contact that Austin Matthews had, I would feel slighted if I was Anderson, because I'm like, you just touched about 30 guys in one way or another for the last hour. And what, you're not touching me?
I can't wait to isolate that audio.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I hate the internet sometimes.
Oh, no. What'd you do?
DJ Climax yesterday sent me a text with a screen grab of breaking news from CNN.
Okay.
And it was a picture of Eminem. And I was like, oh, my God. The first thing that went through my mind, Eminem died.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, the years of drugs and alcohol, I know he's clean and sober now, but still, who knows what's going on inside.
Bad liver's a bad liver.
Inside that body.
Yeah.
He died. R.I.P. to the GOAT.
Okay.
Eminem did not die.
No.
But the description on this picture reads, breaking news. Eminem has just become the first celebrity to be diagnosed with coronavirus.
Really?
In a statement released by doctors, it has been revealed that his palms were sweaty, knees weak, and arms were heavy. He presented with vomit on his sweater already. Initial testing has revealed it was mom's spaghetti.
I don't know whether you should be laughing or making jokes or whatever.
This is why I hate the internet sometimes.
I know. Maury sent me one the other day. What was that one?
So the one that I saw, and I too was shocked, is that John Travolta was sent to hospital, but he did not have coronavirus. He was just diagnosed with Saturday Night Fever, but he's staying alive.
Right.
Internet is a great place to find, but most times it is the worst.
People are jerks.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
How you doing?
Good. Everything's getting canceled.
I know.
The guy from the Cannes Film Festival just said that they're going to give it time, but they are prepared to cancel the Cannes Film Festival if need be.
Damn.
Right? That's
I wonder
crazy,
if the Jays are going to cancel their home opener. What's going to happen with that? At Rogers Center in 2 weeks?
I don't know. It's tough. And now what's going to wind up happening, what I fear is this. What's going to wind up happening is that if things don't go without an audience, that people are then going to be perceived as being reckless, whether there is a legitimate threat or not. And that's where I think you run into problems, where somebody, a team like the Jays or even something even smaller, if they sort of have their people and they listen to the experts and they assess the risk and they say, yeah, we're going to allow fans in, I just worry that there's going to be blowback from people where they then seem insensitive, or they seem that they're only in it for the money, or they seem all this other stuff, right? Like it's a tough balance.
It's a no-win situation.
Yeah, especially when I think that there's a lot of people who have been, doing away with their audience, not because they don't have legitimate concerns, but I think that a lot of people, like Jeopardy, 100%, and Alex Trebek, and everything that's going on or has gone on with Pat Sajak on Wheel of Fortune.
The two more yesterday, Wendy Williams and Steve Harvey.
But so for somebody like Wendy Williams, it just seems like clout to me. They just want to be a part of it, where they just want to say, we're going, we're doing the show without an audience.
It's not necessarily for safety.
To boost numbers.
Right. It's to get your name out there in the media again.
Yeah.
And then to also have people tune in out of curiosity to see what that show would be like without a studio
And
audience.
that's the whole point, right? Like, don't get me wrong. If they do an NBA game with no audience, the numbers for that game are going to be through the roof.
Yeah.
Because I want to see what an NBA game looks like with no audience.
Yeah.
Like it will work. Like it does. Like people are going to be drawn to it. But I don't know. I just fear that if you are something like the Cannes Film Festival or the Jays or any sort of other thing where you decide because you listen to the people that you trust that you're going to go ahead and let an audience in, that you may come off as seeming that you don't care or that you're putting people at risk.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So at what point do we, because I know that they moved the Bond movie, but at what point do, I guess, movie theater companies say, hey, we don't want large crowds in
That's the other thing. When you start shutting down movie theaters,
because that's a group of people for an hour sitting in a room.
Yeah, it's a lot, And I was listening to Joe Rogan yesterday on his podcast, and he had this real great expert on. He was amazing, and he was basically talking about gloves and masks and how they're not going to help you. It's not about gloves and masks. It's the fact that you're just sharing space and you're sharing air with people who may be infected. And once that happens, you're as good as done. And then you look at all these people on the cruise ships where they just keep recycling air through and through the cruise ships, and people are just getting reinfected because of it. But it's just a matter of just being in space with people that puts you at risk.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hold on here. Oh, Maury's coming in. What is it, Maury?
Did you need me?
Huh?
Oh, no, I thought I heard you call me in.
You thought I heard you call me in?
What?
No.
I could have sworn you said, Maury, my love.
Did you hear this clip from Howard Stern where Harry Styles did Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel?
It's unbelievable.
What?
Yeah.
Harry Styles is the man, huh?
Show me around your fruitcake, 'cause I will be your honeybee.
Harry Styles?
Is that the original or is that Harry Styles?
Harry Styles.
That's Harry Styles? Hold on. Play me the original now. Play me the original.
Show me around your fruitcake, 'cause I will be your honeybee. Open up your fruitcake.
The song is a lot slower than what I remember.
Is it really? Yeah. Oh, no.
No, that's it. That's the. And you can tell that's him, the original, because it goes like in his voice.
Okay, now go back to Harry Styles.
Show me around your fruitcake, 'cause I will be your honeybee.
Wow.
That's really good. I heard this song like 2 weeks ago at the dentist.
Did you?
Yeah, this is like one of those songs that's I only ever hear at the dentist.
Your dentist plays amazing music.
Wow. This is really good, man.
Yo, with the amount of covers that Harry Styles has done,
Yeah.
I would be down for a Harry Styles cover album. He's so good.
I agree. I just don't know if there's any money in that.
Of course there is. No, I don't think there's money either. I just think it's
you
like...
You make deals with each of the artists and you get a percentage of the sale.
No, like, I think it's just... He wouldn't be doing this to make a ton of money. He's doing it for the love of music, and people who love music would enjoy hearing an album like this, I think.
I'm going to leave before I cry.
Why would you cry?
Because Peter Gabriel, and that song is the song that my dad and I share together.
Oh my God. You and your dad share Sledgehammer together?
Yeah.
That's your song?
That is our song.
Sledgehammer?
Yeah, like if there was a father-father dance at a wedding, it would be to Sledgehammer.
But wasn't there a father-father dance at your wedding?
No, there was no wedding that he was at.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Wink.
So many secrets.
So many secrets.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Monica, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Monica, you wrote us this. Hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. I had a boyfriend for about 2 years, and you have an 8-month-old boy together. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
He said that he also has 2 other boys with another woman, which you guys get on weekends sometimes.
Yes.
Since our little one has been born, my boyfriend hasn't really worked, so it's basically been my mat leave money for everything. But I also feel that everything is on me, and I have moments where I want to break up with him because I can't take it anymore. But at the same time, I don't know if it's the right thing to do.
So Monica, how are you feeling, by the way?
I'm okay. Taking it one day at a time, which is the most I can really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, is he not actively looking for a job, or he is?
It doesn't seem like it, because I reached out to a friend that has a really good job, and he told me just to fix up his resume and send it in, and they would speak to his boss.
Mm-hmm.
They've done that, and apparently it seems like they've reached out to him. He just hasn't answered.
Okay. There might be something else going on. He might be dealing with depression. He might be dealing with something like that. Have you asked him, have you guys got into it, why he doesn't have any sort of desire to do anything?
Well, I've talked to him a couple of times, because then we get into a couple of arguments, because like his ex doesn't know he's working. He's not working. His parents don't know he's not working. So no one really knows but my family, because when I first got pregnant, he wasn't around for the first 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't move out. I ended up staying at home with my parents, and now I'm renting their basements due to the fact that my parents love my son. And if I left with them, they would just leave out of the country.
Yeah.
So I ended up staying here, and they've been very supportive because they know he hasn't been working. So they've been very supportive. But even my mom was talking to me yesterday, because once the truth comes out and everybody finds out he's not working, I'm going to look like the bad one because I'm covering for him, and I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached out to him a couple of times, and I've tried talking to him about it. And he shuts himself down. Like, he refuses to talk. He doesn't feel like there's anything wrong.
Yeah, but to me, it doesn't sound like he's just refusing to work and wants a free ride. To me, this might sound like he's dealing with something that maybe he needs to talk to somebody about.
Yes.
You know, he may also see himself in a situation where he's got 3 kids now that he can't provide for. And, that'll send you into a dark spiral. And you start, you get into your own head, and it's very difficult to come out of, in those moments. Is this somebody that you want to spend your life with, or no?
I do. Like, I really love him, and I'm trying my best with everything. But at the same time, it's like I get into little arguments with him. I don't know if it's because of my depression, because I actually have been going through depression since the pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like that helps him either.
No.
But he handles that pretty well.
I would say that you both need some help.
Yeah.
And don't get us wrong. Mocha and I do not want anybody to stay in a relationship where they're in that relationship because they feel that they can't do any better. Okay, we're not pointing you in that direction. You can make your choices and you can leave, but we don't want anybody to stay in a relationship because they have themselves, sort of low self-esteem, and maybe you think this is the best that you can do, or whatever those reasons are why people stay in relationships. We don't want that for you. But if you love this guy and you want to build your life with this guy, you gotta help him get out of this cloud.
Wait, where is he living right now?
He's actually living here at my house with my parents.
Okay.
He didn't start living here until 2 months prior to our son being born, because of the car accident. Because I got into a car accident in Mississauga where he lives. And my parents were back home in Portugal. And me and my brothers, we don't really get along. So he was there at that time for me. And ever since then, he's been by my side,
right,
which I'm very grateful for. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to leave him. But at the same time, this is just more stress on top of me with everything else I'm going through.
Of course. It sounds like you could both use somebody to talk to.
Does he know that you're depressed as well, Monica?
He does.
Okay.
At that time, as soon as he found out, he wasn't really helping me with my situation. But as soon as he found out I got admitted, that's when he started being there a little bit more. Because he does things that I've talked to him about plenty of time. Because he doesn't usually help out at home, or he doesn't help out with the baby. So it's like, again, everything. That's why I said I feel like everything's on top of me.
Because you're going through some stuff too. I think that you, first of all, as a mom, and you guys got a little one, priority number one for both of you is that you can do anything you want. The thing that you both have to agree on is that you're just not going to screw up this kid. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the one thing that you guys both have to come to an agreement on. You may benefit, even if it's temporary, being in a environment where you have to work less to make things work, and you are given the maximum amount of support that you can from people who are willing and wanting to support you. I think that you may benefit from that. It sounds like your parents, you have a great relationship with your parents, and they really love the kid and everything else. I think that, that you may benefit from leaning on them, and I know that you don't want to be honest with them and you don't want to let them know everything that's going on, but I think you have to.
How much alone time do you guys get, Monica, you and your boyfriend?
Well, that's the argument we had on Saturday. Because just last week, my mom, she's already said that anytime we need her to take my son for us to have one-on-one, she would do that. But she works Monday to Friday as well.
Yeah.
So we only have the weekends. But then we have his kids on the weekend.
Because I was going to suggest, if there is an opportunity for the two of you to be alone where you can have this open dialogue and let him know how you're feeling, but also say to him, if you are feeling the same way, or if you have any other feelings, you don't have to tell me, but we can find somebody together that you can talk to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that out.
Right.
Probably today or tomorrow.
But you gotta open up to your mom, because you need that help. You need that support.
Thank you guys so much.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hi, good morning, Mocha.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
My name's Aisha.
Aisha.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Aisha. I'm 31.
Do you remember the song Aisha?
Yes, I do.
Yeah? All right.
And
People
you
want
know,
to sing that
there's
to you?
so many. Oh, my goodness. All the time.
Aisha, you are the girl that I never had.
Never heard it before.
You never heard that song?
No.
So you remember Belle Biv DeVoe?
Yeah.
That girl is poison.
Absolutely. I know that track.
So one of the guys from Belle Biv DeVoe signed a group to his record label called Another Bad Creation. And there were these
ABC.
kids. Yeah. And their first song was Aisha. Aisha, you are the girl that I never had.
No, we didn't get that in Acton.
It didn't make its way over there?
We got Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe, but we didn't get Aisha.
Oh, okay.
No.
There's actually a Turkish song that has Aisha in it. There's a Bollywood song that also is like Aisha. So it's a very common name and used in many songs, I guess.
There you go.
Anyway,
Wait. Hold on.
Oh, do you have it there? You gonna play it? I like this. No, I never heard this song before.
Yeah, it was like 7 kids, and I think they were the oldest was maybe 11.
You remember when rap used to use real drum sounds?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so much better. God, they sound real young.
Yeah.
Real young.
The youngest, I think, maybe was 6 or 7.
Really?
Yeah.
They sound real young.
Anyway.
I'd listen to that.
Hold on, let me get to the good part, and then we'll continue our... All right. There
you go. We're down with that.
All right, girl. So, what do you want to talk about?
I wanted to tell you guys. So I haven't driven to work in almost at least a year or over a year. And every morning before that, I used to listen to you guys. And and today I'm on my way somewhere else, so I turned you guys on, and I realized, one, how much I really miss listening to you guys. 2, how much I enjoyed it. And 3, like, I'm sitting here reminiscing a year ago how amazing my mornings were. So I had to tell you guys.
You are so wonderful, and that is so kind of you to say just all of that and to spend so much time with us. And it's awesome. It's amazing.
Wait, so you've missed an entire year of our show?
I did, yes.
Oh, okay. Do you know that we have a podcast?
I know you guys do, yes. Yes,
okay. Have you been listening to the podcast?
I will now.
Okay, because then you have like a full year to catch up on.
I really do, right?
Yeah. So outside of the live show that airs in Toronto Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 a.m., whatever you have going on throughout the rest of the day or even on the weekend, you can dip back to those old episodes from the past year.
Yeah.
And fully get caught up.
Yeah, no, I absolutely have to do that. But I really need to start listening to you guys live as well because you guys, like, the Weeknd now, I'm a huge Weeknd fan, and he's released, like, he's going to release his album. I'm sure you guys are going to do contests and tickets. I really, really, really want to go. So I'm definitely going to make it a point to make sure I listen, not just for you guys, but also for the contest.
All right,
you're the best.
Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Oh, my Lord.
Even though you took a year off from listening to the show.
So based on, like, what I know from before and, like, the so far what I've listened to, I still have to agree. Like, Mocha's my favorite. I love Roz as well, but Mocha is just, your laughter is so contagious.
All right, Aisha, thank you for the call. Thank you for listening, and welcome back to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Adrian texted and said he's brand new to the Roz and Mocha Show. Been listening for almost a year now.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
Adrian, we wanted to call to welcome you to the Roz and Mocha Show. Thank you very much for listening. We've been on the radio together over 10 years now. How did you discover the Roz and Mocha Show?
So I was just flipping through the radio and I heard your laugh and it was so intoxicating and I just started listening. And yeah, that's how I got hooked on.
And who did you used to listen to before?
Oh, I used to listen to someone on a different radio station, but then they went off air and they got replaced, and the replacements are so bad. I can't tell you.
Oh, which
So
station?
bad.
Which station?
I said I wouldn't want to say the station because it wouldn't be very polite.
Oh.
So let's just leave it at that. But you guys are awesome. Ross has got to be my favorite, by the way. So that's 2 for Ross in 2020.
Yeah, you really listen.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, Ross picked up his first win of the year yesterday.
Thanks, man.
That's 2 for him now.
Yeah, every little bit, you know what I mean?
But Adrian, you haven't, like, yes, you've been listening for just over a year, but you haven't been listening long enough, or you haven't paid attention to every single detail, because you have to wait for us to ask you who your favorite is between Roz and Mocha.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. Honestly, I couldn't wait because I was like, you know what? Ross is so awesome, and the way he says it and the way he calls people out on whatever they're saying, I love it. It's just amazing. There were some episodes that was so good where, I don't know if I can repeat it, but where one parent called in about having not a very nice kid, and he said, well, a-hole kids generally have a-hole parents. Right. And I tell you, it was so hard for anyone to actually understand that, but it is so true. I have a kid as well, and she's difficult, and at times I'm difficult, and I understand exactly what he said, and I'm like, you know what, spot on.
Adrian, much love to you. Thank you very much for making the switch to the Roz and Mocha Show. Welcome to the family.
Thank you again. You guys are awesome.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, did they cancel Bachelor in Paradise? Is that what I heard last night?
It was Bachelor Summer Games.
Oh, Bachelor Summer Games.
That's the one that's supposed to take place, obviously, when the Olympics are happening.
And then also Survivor, too.
And Survivor got canceled?
The Summer Games, that's just rumored. It hasn't been officially.
It's not official yet?
Just
I'm sure it will, though.
But I just want to make sure it hasn't officially been
No, I know,
said.
but they have to film that soon because it's only Bachelor Summer Games. It's not like a full season like when we get Paradise or any of the other Bachelor shows. It only runs for the duration of the Olympics, which is 2 weeks.
Right.
So,
Yes.
So you don't get as many episodes.
Right.
It's just a shorter time period. But
forgot about that.
They got to film that like now.
When are they going to make the call on the actual Olympics?
They said they were going to give it until the end of May, but that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but now
again,
it's a pandemic.
I know,
and everything.
and everything changes. So I don't know. I don't know. That's the big one. You got 11,000 athletes, right?
Yeah.
Plus everybody who's part of their organizations and that trains them and their coaching staff and the delegates, and
it's unbelievable.
It's a massive number. It's a massive number.
A couple days ago, I was like half joking about WrestleMania, which is coming up in like 3 weeks.
Right. Yeah,
right?
It was a goof a couple days ago.
Because they do these events now. It's so massive. They do these events at football stadiums in the States, and the next one coming up is supposed to be in Florida. And I was like, well, what are they going to do? Have the matches, but just like not have fans?
Yeah.
Because that's another one of those events where people from all over the world will travel.
Yeah.
And I'm reading, somebody tagged me in a post this morning that said that in Tampa, Florida, where WrestleMania is taking place, there's going to be an announcement being made.
So
that includes the mayor of Tampa, and it says WWE's contingency plan is to reschedule WrestleMania for June or July.
Right, but that may not even be enough.
With the actual Olympics, though, in their contract, apparently it says that they can postpone it. So I guess this place where it's going to be can do it again legally another time?
Yeah, no, well, the Olympics can run. It's interesting because what they had said was that the Olympics, there's a window for the Olympics. Like, it's not necessarily just the summer months. Like, they can run the event at any point within this window. And it's a fairly large window to do it.
Because it costs a lot for these places to put them on. So
it's billions.
Dude, it's billions of dollars. They have to basically build
cities.
Within cities.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be insensitive to coronavirus and everything that's going on right now.
Okay.
But I'm watching Trump speak last night.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a very weird man.
Mm-hmm.
And he breathes weird.
Mm-hmm.
And last night, 2 times when he said coronavirus, he said it weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, don't want to be insensitive.
Right.
But just for my own, I guess, humor.
Are you worried that you're going to offend, like, say something disparaging about Donald Trump?
No. Just because everyone's just, on high alert. So I don't want it to come across as insensitive.
Right.
But I made like a supercut of all the Donald Trump weird breathing and him saying
Hit me,
coronavirus.
man. Come on.
Yeah, it's cool?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
My fellow Americans, stay home. Coronavirus. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you.
Totally cool, right? Because I was worried.
Okay, hold on
I was a
now.
little bit worried.
Hold on. I know that there's not that many people in the room, but there's a lot of people listening right now that are not in this room. And I know everybody is shouting, replay.
Yeah, we
Yes,
good? We good? I can do it?
100%, yeah.
Okay, good.
My fellow Americans, stay home. Coronavirus. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you.
It's very dry. It's very dry.
Yo, get that man some water.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So everything got screwed up for March break. But hopefully it actually helps because I know that when it comes to flu season, everything sort of calms down after Christmas break because all the kids are at home.
Yeah.
And they're not hanging out with other kids. But this is March break this upcoming week for a lot of people. And we had huge plans, man. Like, we had huge plans. My kid is crushed.
Yeah.
I'm crushed. So the plan was we were going to go to New York today. Right?
Okay.
We were going to fly to New York today. And then I was going to fly back home on Sunday to work next week. And then Catherine and Rox were going to go from New York to Paris.
Ooh.
And then they were going to go from Paris to London.
Mhm.
And then from London back to Toronto at the end of March break. And everything just got screwed up. And I had found this deal on tickets to get them to all their European flights.
Mhm.
And so it was great. It was like a sweet deal. And then I booked the hotels on another website, and I booked my flight through another website, and I booked the New York hotel through another website. So trying to deal with this yesterday to try and cancel everything, or to find out even if I could cancel everything, it's not just one call. Right? Like I'm making multiple calls and I'm on hold. And then you start calling these places and they literally, like they've we appreciate your time. Our agents are working hard. We're going to get to you. There was one where they got rid of that message, and it was just one that another, like some dude who definitely does not do that for a living goes, sorry, we're really busy and you're going to have to call back. And then they just disconnect you.
No.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
right?
my God.
Yeah, loser. Right? And so
they're like, yo, Brad, just read this script real quick.
So I find out that I finally get through to somebody, one person yesterday, and they tell me, they start looking at my tickets, the ones that I bought for the girls for Europe, and they go, okay, so there's a penalty fee for changing them, and I go, cool, I'll pay the penalty fee, and they go, so the problem is that your ticket prices that you got were so discounted that when you factor in the refund of the ticket plus the penalty of changing the ticket to cancel all those tickets. So for two people from New York to Paris, Paris to London, London to Toronto, right? For two people.
No. Yeah.
Right? With the penalty fee for how cheap my tickets were, the guy goes, you're going to get back $10.
No!
Yeah.
Okay, I have a very important question that everybody's wondering right now.
Yeah.
Before getting to that answer, how long were you on the phone for?
That was phone call number one.
How long were you on the phone?
About an hour. About an hour. Then I went to the big one, right? Which is everything else, all the hotel reservations, everything else last night.
Okay.
By the time I got to talking to Mohammed, who was wonderful, by the way, on the phone last night, I wrapped up at 3 hours, 2 minutes.
Okay. So we are now in total so far at 4 hours and 2 minutes.
Correct. And by the end of my conversation with Mohammed yesterday, dealing with all the hotels, because it's so bad that the people at the agency can't actually do anything. Their only play is they have to put me on hold. They then have to pick up the phone and call each individual hotel directly and deal with the front desk. So I'm on hold because they're on hold.
Oh, no.
And after 3 hours and 2 minutes last night, what I found out is I have no course of action for anything, so I'm eating the cost on this entire trip.
Dude.
And then the only advice I was given was, and I swear to God, I love this guy so much. He was so patient with me because I'm such a hothead with people on the phone. At the end of the conversation, 3 hours and 2 minutes on hold, his advice to me was, can you just call back tomorrow morning?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Can you just call back tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Mohammed, come on, bro.
That was his thing. So if you're dealing with March break, just know you're not alone. I did 4 hours on the phone yesterday for a trip to with my family to New York, to Paris, and to London. And at the end of it all, I'm going to wind up eating the cost of everything.
Oh, no.
Realistically, I'm going to wind up eating the cost of everything. Yeah, because with hotels, if you cancel it ahead of time, you're fine.
Yeah.
But with a hotel, if you don't cancel it before check-in time, you're considered a no-show. And then they were explaining to me that once you're considered a no-show, there's no refunds. You just didn't show. So now I'm on the clock to try and get a hold of all these hotels and all these agencies to try and change everything. And it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
So you're going to call back this morning?
I'm going to call back this morning.
Yeah, of course you are.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi.
Hi, can we talk to you about your text real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what's your name?
Aksa.
Roz. Aksa said this to us. My husband is a comedian and gets very upset when I laugh at your jokes more than his.
That's so true. I tell him every day. I'm like, I find these guys so hilarious. I love listening to you guys in the morning. And he gets so upset. He's like, they're not that funny. I'm like, yes, they are. They're pretty funny.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's interesting when it comes to comics because I know a lot of comics, and there's some comics that really sort of appreciate this sort of form of comedy that we do because it's very difficult to just come up with new stuff all the time. And then there's other comics that think that this is a lesser form of comedy. So I've heard both. But yes, I know what you mean. I know that attitude of where people get a little bit pissy that you may laugh at something we say, but not something they say.
Yeah, because he definitely tries to try his jokes out on me all day long, and he says, "Is this good? Was that funny?" And the minute I crack up, he says, "Oh my God, that was a good joke. I'm going to write that down."
Do you remember? Can you remember any of his jokes that he told you?
Oh no, I don't even try to remember his jokes.
Oh no!
Wow.
So is he trying what he's doing? Like you said, he's a comedian, right? Is he doing this? Is he trying to make a living doing this?
No, I mean, this is a side hustle. He works. He has a very high prominent job, but this is something that kind of gets his stress out.
Sure.
So he tries to do this on the weekends, and he has had some good, some success the last few years in opening up for, good, well-known people. But yeah, I mean, he's not making hardcore income out of it. So, but he loves it. He's a funny guy. That's why I fell in love with him, because he was so funny. But yeah, just the fact that he tries his jokes. Like I've told him, don't tell me jokes, just be yourself. Just be yourself. That's funny for me.
Jeez, that's
so
harsh.
when he tries jokes on me, and I'm like, no, that's not funny. So when he gets upset when you guys are just doing, your regular banter every day, and I crack up so much, and he says, you know what, I don't understand why you find these guys so funny.
But I will say this, and you can let him know from me that stand-up comedy is the most ruthless and difficult area in show business.
Oh, he knows.
It's being able to just stand on a stage with nothing and no production and no support, and to just try and entertain with only sort of jokes, where there are just so many various different kinds of sense of humor that everybody in this world has, that to just try and find material that connects, that is specific to you but also relatable to an audience. It's very difficult to do. Stand-up comedy is so hard to do.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
And when he gets heckled, he comes home in a really bad mood. He says, today I had a really bad show, and, somebody heckles me, and I don't know. And he's really good at giving it back to the person, so he does not let it go.
Yeah.
He doesn't let it go, but it still affects him. At the end of the day, he's like, I'm only trying to make people laugh, and I don't understand why anybody would be mean about it. And I'm like, you know what? That's the industry that you chose. I mean, that's what you want to do, right? So
that's the original Twitter troll right there. Is the heckler at a stand-up comedy show.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Aksa, do not tell him that you talked to us today.
I have to tell him I spoke to
you. He's going to hate us even more. Thank you for your text. Thank you for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite? Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Oh, it's like choosing between my two kids. I can't do it.
We already know that you like us better than your husband.
No, it's more like, you know what? I've heard you guys on your own when Roz has been away or Mocha has been away. I've heard you guys on your own, and I have to be honest, it's not the same. It's the two of you together that makes it all amazing.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the two of you together.
But between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
I would say Ross, because his humor is more like my humor. I give it to the person, whoever is talking to me. I mean, I don't hold back, so I would say Ross.
That makes me happy. I'll take that win.
But I love you, Mocha.
Love you too, Aksa. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks so much.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Josh, how you doing?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good, buddy. All right, here is what you wrote to us.
My best friend of 21 years just got engaged, and he asked me to be his best man. They want to get married on a cruise in January 2021. The issue is my work has a blackout period for vacations from January 1st to April 1st, which means that you will not be able to go on the cruise and be a part of the wedding. They've offered to do a city hall wedding so you could be a part of it, but you feel that you're holding them back from planning their special day. What do you do?
So are they in place of doing their destination cruise wedding, doing the city hall thing? Or are they still going to do the cruise wedding?
They're kind of torn between both, I guess. They want to ensure that the right people are there, but obviously not being able to go on the cruise, I guess it will probably be in place of it. But again, it's not all decided because they don't really know what avenue to go.
So here's my question. If they're willing to ditch the cruise and get married at City Hall just so you could be there, why are they not willing to just move the date on the cruise?
That is a great question. Honestly, I'm not too sure. I know they just went on a cruise this January that just passed as well. So I guess they kind of have that bug, they want to go on the cruise again, and it worked out great in January this year. So I guess they just want to do the same thing.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that anybody should move their wedding date around to accommodate somebody in the wedding party. But if it's true that they're willing to not go on the cruise and then just do a downgrade to, not downgrade, but switch it up to a city hall wedding so you could be there, it seems to me that in between those two options are let's move the date of the cruise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I don't think you're wrong. And again, I don't think that's a place for me to say that or offer.
No.
I
find it odd that they haven't yet. I would say this, you're in a situation, and we've talked to a lot of people who, when it comes to the destination wedding, the issue normally is the person on the other end of the phone that we're talking to, it can't afford it.
Yeah.
And that's always the issue. And how do you navigate these sort of, when your friend wants you to spend money that you don't have to go to their wedding? So we're really used to that. You're not in that situation, but I would say this, maybe the result is the same, which is you can't be there, but you can still be a part of it, meaning that they can go and do the wedding and they know you can't travel. It makes no sense for you to even push for it because it's not going to happen, or to say, hey, listen, I'll try, I'll see what I can do, because you know the answer is going to be no. So just immediately, why don't you say, hey, you guys go off and get married. When you get back, let me host you, and we'll get a small, really tight group of people together, and we'll do a kick-ass dinner, and we're going to share stories, and we'll have drinks, and we'll do like our own sort of mini reception after the wedding. I would like to do that for you guys, but I don't want you canceling plans just because I can't travel for work.
Yeah, and that's exactly what me and a couple other members of the wedding party were thinking, is even later this year, before they go away, maybe in 2021, that we do something like that. So that's kind of the avenue we were thinking.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I would do it after. I would make sure they're married.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then that way you can they can kind of relive, and at that dinner they can share all the stories of the wedding. I think it'll be really nice to do it, to do it after the fact. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's tough. Really good friend you have there.
I was
Jeez.
just going to say, that's super nice of them to want to change their destination cruise wedding to get married at City Hall so that you could be a part of it. That's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, we've been friends for we're 28 and we've been friends for 21 years, so I think
crazy.
he's going to do whatever he can to
would they,
make sure I'm a part of it.
Would they FaceTime with you on the wedding day? I don't know, like
I guess.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Why can't you still, back here at home, FaceTime your buddy and have that, that best man conversation with him on the day of his wedding, and then just have somebody who's sitting in the front row just like FaceTime with you, so you could still so you could be a part of it. Why not do that?
Yeah, that's an idea too.
Right? It's not perfect.
Oh my God! You know what they should do?
What's that?
Is FaceTime you with an iPad, using an iPad, right?
Yeah.
And then on the iPad, they can just tape like a little bow tie on there.
Yeah, do that.
And then you can be there for the entire ceremony.
Exactly.
It's like you're dressed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. There's the option.
Right. Okay. And then also figure out what you would have worn and give that outfit to the person who will be holding the iPad, and have them hold the iPad up and cover their face. So really...
So it's like you're there. All right, Josh?
Awesome. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Here we go.
Here we go. Hey, Mocha.
Yes.
Are you ready for the podcast?
Uh-huh.
Let's do the news.
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
Apparently, Toronto is the 13th happiest place in the world, the happiest city in the world.
We're at number 13. We're at number
Knight
13.
Frank, a global real estate consultancy best known for its annual wealth report and house pricing indexes, just released its inaugural.
What's the name of the company?
Knight Frank.
Sounds like a rapper.
It's the City Well-Being Index.
That sounds fake.
And it gauges the quality of life in the world's, quote, most livable cities.
Mm-hmm.
And Toronto is, as we said, 13th. Number one is Oslo, and then Zurich, Helsinki, Vienna, Madrid, Stockholm, Sydney, Amsterdam, Montreal at 9.
Hold on, Montreal ranked higher than us?
Singapore at, you can still get a condo for $300,000 in Montreal. Melbourne, and then Berlin, and then Toronto at 13.
Which, by the way, happy birthday, Toronto.
Yeah, there's a big celebration happening this weekend. Festivities will take place at Nathan Phillips Square on Saturday and Sunday, bringing together local artists and businesses to celebrate the city's anniversary. How old? 186, right?
Yeah, which, the thing is, they did at the Pan Am Games. They put fireworks off the CN Tower. Mm-hmm. They should really do that more often.
I like that, too. I'm with you on that.
Don't they do that at Canada Day?
No,
I think they
only
do, right?
for the Pan. No, they don't.
Yeah, I'm
really
with you.
cool.
Just like, you know how they lit up the Bloor Viaduct during the Pan Am Games and it looked really cool? And now it's only every now and then that you see it lit up?
Yeah, I feel like it's glitchy.
Yeah.
Some mornings when I'm driving in, I'll see it's like a blue and then it like gradually fades to like a yellow and then back down to blue.
But it's not every day though.
It's not every day. No.
And I like that. When they did that, I was like, you know what? That's one thing that I hope they keep after the Pan Am Games. Yeah. Because when you're driving at night and you're sort of coming down the DVP, which the DVP is the most beautiful drive in the city anyway. And when you're coming down the DVP and you see it and it's all like blue and I'm like, I know that's cheesy, right? I know it's like a little Vegas-y, but I like it.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all.
I was really hoping that they were going to keep that on all the time. Bill Clinton in a new documentary said that cheating on Hillary Clinton, first of all, it's a documentary about Hillary Clinton, and they got Bill Clinton to talk about cheating. Man, does she have that guy wound, huh?
Bill, the cameras are going to be here.
You know what I mean? She's like,
comb
Bill,
your hair.
Bill, I need to sell this documentary, so you're going to have to talk about Monica. Oh, my God. So
And he's
finally...
like, why you always got to bring up old stuff? I apologize already.
So finally, like, he made it through the Me Too stuff. He made it through everything else. And so it's taken this long for Bill Clinton to come up with some sort of reason why he had the affair in the Oval Office with Monica Lewinsky. And you got to think that you're trying to come up with a reason that you're not going to get like raked over the coals for again. And so Bill Clinton, all these years later, is now saying that he had the affair with Monica Lewinsky to, quote, manage my anxieties. So it was like therapy.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? And of course we can't look down on somebody who has anxiety in 2020. You know what I mean? So that's all it was.
It's okay, Bill.
It's okay, Bill.
Once somebody says that, you got to be okay.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, the documentary is going to be on Hulu. It is, of course, a documentary about Hillary Clinton.
It's so weird.
Where Bill says that when he told her, he goes, quote, I went and sat on the bed and talked to her. I told her exactly what happened. When it happened, I said, I feel terrible about it. Grey's Anatomy last night. This was the episode where they were going to explain what happened to Karev. Spoiler alert, by the way. Okay, spoilers.
It's good thing you brought that up because we just got a text at 925-555 from Adam. It said big departure on Grey's last night. What is Roz's opinion on this episode?
Okay, so
thank you for listening. By the way,
thank you very much.
I'm gonna play our song.
They
We'll do it.
You're the best. So Karev has been on the show since day one, and all the sort of original young doctors, it was just down to Meredith and Karev, and then Karev left the show for whatever reason, I don't know. And it was so abrupt, and he was so tied into all these storylines, and he went off, spoiler by the way, the way that it turned out was, you remember Katherine Heigl when she used to be on Grey's? So she left forever ago because she wanted to do movies. And so,
like, knocked up.
Yeah. And so they had Karev just leave, and he went and found her. And she had, like, from when she was going through cancer therapy, like her embryos and his sperm from all those years ago. And then I guess she made two babies, or like she had twins, and they turned out to be Karev's twins. But they don't show anybody because Katherine Heigl's not in the episode, and neither was Karev.
Oh, but they still talk about them?
Yeah.
Like so they're still like a part of the universe.
He wrote everybody letters, and so they were all reading these letters. And I'll tell you what the problem with the episode was last night, is that it was a giant retrospect, right? So they went back, and during the letters, so he wrote Bailey a letter, Meredith a letter, Joe a letter, and there's another letter.
It's a lot of letters.
I don't know who the other letter was for. Weber. Okay, but they go back and then they do this huge sort of retrospect. So as everybody's reading their letters in this episode from him, it's just all clips from the beginning of Grey's on. Everybody's
so they're all remembering their time.
Everybody's remembering their time.
Or their interaction.
And where the episode failed was, you realized watching this last night how great Grey's used to be. By playing all those old clips.
Yeah.
Like you're getting super emotional and you're like, this is what the show used to be. This is why the show was just so bloody incredible. Like it was just awesome. And you realize how far it's come and how much of a letdown the show is now.
Somebody texted 925-555. I actually liked the storyline yesterday on Grey's.
They should have just killed him.
I love him, and I'm so sad, but I do wish he was actually in the episode with the kids.
They've done good
Hashtag
goodbyes.
spoiler alert.
Even when they killed McDreamy, right? He was
Spoiler
there.
alert,
No, but
by
he
the
was
way.
there. Like Patrick Dempsey was in the episode, right? And other times when somebody has gone, they've been in the episode for their goodbye, right? This wasn't one of those cases, and it was literally an actor's hand with a pen writing these letters.
It wasn't even his real hand.
No, it wasn't even his real hand. Anyway, so when you're watching the news and everybody's talking about fake news and you can't trust the news and who the hell runs the news, this was on MSNBC last night. And when you put something on a screen on television, okay. I like a tweet, because this was a tweet.
Yeah.
So it was Brian Williams and Mara Gay, who is a New York Times editorial board member. And they were talking about Mike Bloomberg dropping into the presidential race. So they put a tweet up that they both found fascinating. Okay. So somebody would have had to have seen that tweet. Somebody would have had to have sent that tweet to somebody on the show. Somebody else would have had to have shown the tweet to Brian Williams. Somebody else would have had to have put the tweet in as a graphic. Somebody else would have had to probably loaded it up and then reminded them and put it in a script that coming up, you guys are going to talk about this tweet. So remember how Mike Bloomberg spent $500 million of his own money on advertising. So let's listen to them talk about this tweet.
But you see it as a possibility if he wants to spend $1 billion beating this guy, he could do it.
Absolutely. Somebody tweeted recently that actually with the money he spent, he could have given every American $1 million.
I've got it. Let's put it up on the screen. When I read it tonight on social media, it kind of all became clear. Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads. U.S. population 327 million. Don't tell us if you're ahead of us on the math. He could have given each American $1 million and have had lunch money left over. It's an incredible way of putting it.
It's an incredible way of putting it. It's true. It's disturbing. It does suggest
it's true.
What we're talking about here, which is there's too much money in politics, and it makes it difficult because what we want in
Okay, he spent $500 million in advertising. Brian Williams and a New York Times editorial board member read out a tweet that they put on the screen that read, Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads. The U.S. population is 327 million. He could have given each American $1 million and still had money left over for lunch. That made it on television. The way the math works is that if he gave away all of that money that he spent on ads to all the Americans, every American would get about $1.50.
Not $500,
not $1 million. Not $1 million each. It doesn't work that way.
Idiots.
That's like Maury. Look at Maury. Maury's like, I thought that was a great tweet. Well, Italy has quarantined a quarter of its population in a drastic bid to slow down the spread of the coronavirus. Italy took a page out of China's playbook yesterday, attempting to lock down 16 million people for nearly a month to halt the relentless spread of the coronavirus across Europe. After the mass testing uncovered more than 7,300 new infections, Italy's outbreak surged to nearly equal to South Korea's, which has been actually tapering off and trailing China, where corona is in retreat. Tim Hortons, as we know, scrapped their Roll Up the Rim contest.
That's crazy. I was supposed to start on Wednesday.
Yeah. Now, they did not say specifically that it was because corona, but they did say, quote, because of the current public health environment. It means that it is not the right time for its members to collect roll-up tabs that have been around people's mouths.
Just to correct, they didn't cancel the whole contest. They're just moving it online.
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Also, you're eating, Maury.
Yeah. Your mouth is full of food.
Your mouth is full of food.
And you smell like peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Okay. The company says that it will redistribute the $30 million worth of prizes for the restaurant giveaways over to its app and digital contests. Also on Friday, Tim Hortons joined McDonald's and Starbucks in canceling their program where you can bring in your own cup. Hand in your own cup, and then they'll fill your own cup and everything else. Did I get it all right, Moore? Yeah, thanks. What are you eating, by the way? What is that? Is that peanut butter?
I have 2 slices of cheese, a peanut butter, and a little pita.
Are you allowed to bring peanut butter to work?
They sell it at the cafe.
Do they?
Yes.
I don't know. What are the rules on that? Because I know my kid can't bring peanut butter to school.
Yeah.
Can you bring peanut butter to work? I guess you can, but is it frowned upon? Because I know you can't bring peanut butter on an airplane.
They sell it right there.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, you have to buy it here but go outside?
Listen, enough with the aggression, man. It's like a real thing, the peanut allergy.
Well, I'm just defending my breakfast.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, dial it down, man. You're very angry right now. Why are you so mad? South by Southwest was canceled. We know that. Justin Bieber's Giant Stadium tour has been downgraded to arenas in several of the cities because of low ticket sales. Now, tickets did go on sale before coronavirus was a huge threat, so a lot of people are saying that it's because of corona. Some people are saying, no, it's not because of corona. They're saying they would rather have Bieber play to sold-out arenas rather than half-full stadiums. So his shows in Denver, Nashville, Tampa, Cleveland, D.C., Arlington, Columbus, Detroit, and Glendale, Arizona were stadiums. Now they are arena shows. CBS Sports, according to them and The Atlantic, that NBA, the league, has sent a memo to teams indicating that they should start preparing for the possibility of playing games without fans. At this point, nothing seems imminent on that front. However, if it should be necessary, they should be able to implement these strategies immediately. So everybody needs to be ready for, I guess, NBA games, NHL games, everything else games, to do it in front of nobody.
It would just be like them practicing.
Yeah, I guess.
It would just be like a pickup game between each team.
Yeah, it would be, right? Or watching a game in Arizona. Right? I mean, we already know what it looks like.
Sorry, AZ.
I don't know. Maybe they have fans now. I don't know. But I know years ago they didn't have Ottawa went through the same thing. But LeBron James, how does he feel about playing games in front of nobody?
Play games without the fans? Yeah. No, it's impossible. I ain't playing. I ain't got the fans in the crowd. That's what I play for. I play for my teammates. I play for the fans. That's what it's all about. So if I show up to an arena and ain't no fans in there, I ain't playing.
Wow.
It's not the first time, though, that there will be a sporting event conducted without any fans.
Oh, no?
Do you remember back in 1999 when the WWE held a...
No.
What? An empty arena match?
No.
It was between The Rock and Mankind.
Okay.
And it was counter-programming to the Super Bowl that was happening that Sunday.
Okay.
Right? It was Super Bowl 35, and they had in Miami and like Gloria Estefan and a bunch of other folks, they had this big lineup for the halftime show.
Okay.
So to counter-program, what the WWE did was pre-record a 30-minute match between The Rock and Mankind.
30 minutes?
Yeah, so that they could start it on regular television. It wasn't like pay-per-view or anything. On regular television, they could start it right when the halftime show started.
Okay.
So everyone would switch over. And it just sounded weird.
All right. What have you got? Let's listen up. First time ever. You get the first time. This is WWF history in the making. An empty arena match for the first time ever. Rock and Mankind going at it. And Mankind going for the first cover. And Rock, being the adroit champion that he is, quickly kicking out. Cover him. Count him.
I was going to say, because the one thing I think would freak me out about watching a hockey game or a basketball game with no fans is that you would really hear the players talk.
Yeah, you would hear everything.
Because as it is right now, like in hockey, you can't really hear them.
No, you can hear
Every
shouting
now
and yelling.
then,
You can't always make out what they're
but
saying.
not all of it. Like you would hear all of it.
I know.
And I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Like the swear words would be even louder than normal.
they would
Like now
be.
you could read lips. You understand, right? But now you can actually hear it.
Oh, dude. So Post Malone, last week, everybody was freaking out because he looked like he was freaking out. He was on stage and he was like falling all over the place and looked like he was like loaded.
Yeah.
Like looked like he was in trouble. And I saw it and I told Maury, I'm like, no, man, he's just doing a thing. Like it's a bit. Like he's acting that way. Like clearly he's just acting that way. But everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's on drugs, and we should worry about him." And then he had to release a statement, being like, "Guys, I'm just weird." You know what I mean? Like, and then I guess he was on stage and had to tell the fans this.
I'm not on drugs, and I feel the best I've ever got in my whole life.
Yeah, not on drugs.
And that's why I can bust my for these shows and fall on the floor and do all that fun
He's like, we love you, Posty.
Yeah.
But for anybody that's concerned here, I appreciate the love and the support, but I feel fantastic and I'm not doing
drugs. I watched him in that Mark Wahlberg movie over the weekend on Netflix.
Oh, how was that movie? Is it good?
Yeah,
I'm still getting caught up on Love is Blind.
Fine. Oh, good for you. Stick with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this can wait. It's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It was entertaining. I watched it like 4 o'clock in the morning the other night.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep. So I put that on. But no.
Does Post Malone have a major role? Because he's in the trailer a lot.
No, he does not have a major role. I think he's in 2 scenes.
Oh, okay.
But they're great scenes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Like his scenes are good. Like he's
I really
solid.
want to see that movie. I like Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, he's solid. So there you go. Post Malone, according to Post Malone, not on drugs. Just saw this story over the weekend where a malfunction at a winery caused 1,000 liters of red wine to leak into the water pipes. So there was 20 houses in this little town that when they turned on their faucet, wine came out.
Oh, mamma mia. Yo, that's amazing.
Is that not crazy? So Italy is basically an entire country under lockdown, travel ban. So that happened. The Public Health Agency of Canada warns against taking cruises in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. No large crowds, no long trips, and above all, don't take a cruise, says Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Coachella and Stagecoach festivals are eyeing a move to October. So there's that.
Stagecoach. Hold on. Stagecoach is... Was it from Bachelor or Bachelor in Paradise?
Oh, maybe.
Remember?
Yeah.
The first time we all heard of Stagecoach?
Yes.
Because somebody made out with some next gal at Stagecoach.
Right.
Right? And it was like the talk of the town.
But it's the same production company that does both shows.
Is it really?
Yeah, that does Coachella and Stagecoach.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Pearl Jam has postponed their summer tour, spring and summer tour. The band made the announcement on Twitter last night saying, as residents of the city of Seattle, we've been hit hard and have witnessed firsthand how quickly these disastrous situations can escalate. So they've moved on from their tour. Madonna cancels concerts in Paris over the new coronavirus restrictions. Announcing
poor
this
ticket sales.
Announcing this yesterday, the March 10th and 11th shows have been canceled over the country's new restrictions. The Office of the Police is prohibiting all events with an attendance of over 1,000 people. Ireland has canceled the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
I can't believe that.
Right?
That's insane.
There's
Everything's getting canceled.
Dude, there's a restaurant in Los Angeles called the Sichuan Impression, and they're apparently taking people's temperatures before they come in the restaurant with infrared technology.
What?
To find out if they're allowed in. Dammit Maury last night spoke to somebody from Sichuan Impression.
Hey there, I just wanted to see if there was any truth to the story that you're taking people's temperatures before they eat at your restaurant.
Actually, we take we measure the temperature. We take the individual's temperature. If they refuse, we cannot mandatory people do that, right? We try to reduce the risk for the people who want to eat here, but somebody really don't want to take the temperature and they look good, we have to ask you to leave, right? Because we're for the business also.
Yeah.
So even if you look okay,
but you don't want your temperature taken, out you go.
Deuces. Peace out.
Corey Feldman last night debuted his My Truth documentary. This was about the alleged sexual assault of him and Corey Haim.
Wait a minute. And this documentary has been in the works for
forever.
Years,
yes.
right?
So, So he filled a theater last night and then charged people $20 all over the world to live stream it.
Okay.
And as the live stream was going on, he got on the stage with a microphone because the film stopped. And then he started telling people that they had been hacked.
What?
And that they couldn't finish the live stream because people didn't want the truth in this documentary to come out, because he was claiming that he was going to be naming new names, and had said that this would be like Harvey Weinstein Part 2 with the new names that he was going to name in this documentary. In the documentary, the people that were in the theater who actually got to see the full thing, there were no new names, just names that Corey Feldman had already mentioned, the biggest name being Charlie Sheen, as who Corey Feldman claims was Corey Haim's abuser all those years ago. Charlie Sheen has denied that claim over the years, but that was really the only name.
Wait, so explain to me again the hack. The hack was for the people who were watching the live stream, or the hack was somebody hacked the theater and like everyone was affected?
So there were people all over the world that paid $20 to watch this documentary of watching Corey Feldman name names. And as the live stream was going, the live stream was also being broadcast in the theater. So the people in the theater were also watching the live stream. And then when the live stream went down, he came out on stage and said that they were being hacked because somebody doesn't want the truth to come out, all this other stuff. And then I guess they put on the DVD or the a CD-ROM. What's that thing? A USB of the movie, and then played it for the journalists and people in the theater.
Somebody say CD-ROM.
Okay. USB is what I was trying. Listen, I made a mistake, man. All right. USB.
CD-ROM.
Stop it.
It was right next to the Laserdisc collection.
Stop it. You're such a jerk. Just stop it, okay?
They couldn't
Don't
load
make
it
fun.
up. They couldn't load it up on a floppy disk.
Don't make fun, okay? Anyway, so that was the Corey Feldman documentary from last night.
CD-ROM.
And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
Hey, Alan, we're going to jump right into it. What is your question for Ask Roz and Mocha?
For sure. Other than fun time in the bedroom, what, in your opinion, is the best feeling in the world?
Okay, for example?
I've got really, really short arms, and I have this big blind spot on my back that I just cannot reach if it was itchy, if my life depended on it. And when my wife scratches it, it is the best feeling. It's kind of like eating warm cookies while getting all the green lights on the way to work. Yeah. It's just the best.
I'm the best feeling, like physical feeling is what I'm guessing, not some sort of emotional feeling, like watching my kid grow up, right? Like you're talking about the best physical feeling, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm going to go 100% with being tickled. Like whether it is my feet or my back and my butt. Having my butt cheeks tickled? Oh, my God, forget it.
Like a light tickle?
Oh, just like a light grazing, just up and down. Like every now and
slow?
Oh, yeah. Catherine is so great. She'll tickle my feet while I'm just like sitting there watching television. She'll grab my foot and rip my sock off and just go for it.
Wow.
Like she really takes control, right? She Christian Grey's that thing, right? She really takes control of it.
You don't even have to ask.
No, I don't even have to ask. Yeah. Exactly, but sometimes I do.
Okay. I was gonna ask if if you're like sitting on the couch and you say something along the lines of, "Oh man, my feet are killing. I had such a long day."
No, I don't do that. No, it's my cues are nonverbal. So I will just take my toe and just put it under her chin and just like rub her neck with my big toe, and she gets the point. Now, there is one part of my sort of world that I would never want ever exposed publicly.
Okay.
And that is something I'm not 100% proud of, quite ashamed of it actually, which is how I act and sound when she stops tickling one of my feet.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
How do you act and what do you sound like?
It's so disappointing that I go into full-on begging mode.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's not...
Baby, please.
Yeah.
Please, baby, please.
Yeah. Like it's not good, right? It's very embarrassing.
Yeah?
And it rarely works, but every now and then it does. Every now and then it does work. So I'm with you. Being tickled like that is the greatest thing. We have a head tickler at home that we use all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes Roxy will just be at the computer and Roxy will grab the head tickler and tickle my head with it. Right? Oh my God, it's so good.
Isn't it the thing that it looks like a giant claw?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever tried that on your butt?
Yeah, no, because my butt, I don't know. I would be afraid that one of the prongs would go up my butthole.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? On a kneecap, though, with jeans, it feels really good. Feels really good. But yeah, being tickled. What's yours, Mocha, before we get to you, Maury?
Dude, I love massages. I love like a hand and a forearm massage.
Really?
Mocha likes the massages I give him.
God,
Interesting.
Like
a hand massage.
Yeah, I could like fall asleep almost instantly. I also love that feeling when my ear is like real itchy.
Yeah.
And I get a Q-tip and I just jam it in there.
Okay.
I start moving around. Oh, the eargasm?
Yeah, you like that?
Hell yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that and hand and forearm massage.
I don't like
It's
I don't
so
like
good.
anything with pressure, right? I
No?
don't like anything where somebody's pulling at me or like rubbing things down. It doesn't do it for me.
Oh,
I get
another
very
thing
aggravated.
Is if I crack my neck. I know you're not supposed to crack your neck or your back or whatever,
Yeah.
but sometimes if I feel like it's agitated or whatever,
Yeah.
and I give it one good twist on one side,
Oh, jeez.
it feels so good. Same with my
if you
back.
get I do that with my neck, and if you get a good one, like a good pop,
Yeah, it's so
really,
good.
Think about it for the next hour.
Whoa. Also, not going to lie, a good fart sometimes feels real good too.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. Let me release
it's all
that
about that
pressure.
release.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good. Maury, what is your...
I love tickling myself for about 10 minutes before I go into the shower in the morning.
But that's the best feeling for you?
I love
other
it.
than
Like I just sort of like...
other than being in the
right around the
bedroom?
breast area.
You tickle your own boobs. Right.
Before you get in the shower, huh?
Yeah, like it's a great daydreaming thing. And not gonna lie, when you're picking your nose and you get a really long one,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
you get that moment of clarity.
Fair enough. But I find it interesting. So Matthew doesn't tickle you at all like that? You
Hell
guys
no.
don't? No.
No, I ask him sometimes, and he's just, I don't have time for that.
But what about when you're just like sitting down watching a show?
Like, sometimes I'll put my head like right by him, and I'll move his hand onto my head and say, like, if you want to, play with my hair, you're more than welcome to. And he's like, no, I'm good.
Wow. Jeez. Catherine will run her fingers through my hair and then make fists and literally like pull my hair while she's doing it. And it pulls like all the blood to your scalp. And oh my God, that feels really good too.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. It feels so
That's
good.
amazing.
When you guys are laying on the couch, though, Maury, do you ever like lean in like against him and like start massaging or tickling his chest?
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
Oh.
No. What about his legs? Does he have a part where he enjoys physical touch?
From
Like
you?
just sort of casual physical touch, like tickling or rubbing or massaging or
Sometimes I'll massage, but like I'll massage his neck if he's at the computer and stuff, but he's really
Yeah.
fragile.
Right.
So I do it for only 10 seconds and then I'll stop because I don't want to be blamed for making things worse.
Right. But like, what about, even know what some guys really love is having their hair brushed just lightly.
Oh, you can't touch Matthew's hair.
No, he would never allow that.
Not do that.
No. What about like with your hands? You can't touch it with your hands?
No.
Like you can't run your hands through his hair?
His
or
hair
anything
is
like
his
that?
most prized possession.
Really?
Wow.
Interesting.
Not his husband, huh?
Damn.
Yeah, no, I would say that I'm with you on the tickling. I guess Maury is sort of with you on the tickling, but he tickles himself.
I tickle myself and a good nose pick.
It's not the same thing though, tickling yourself.
No, it's
just
better.
No, it's not.
It's better.
No, it's not, because you anticipate where you're going with it.
No,
It's,
but when you're
Exactly.
daydreaming, you forget it's you.
no, that's impossible. Your
Wait,
body doesn't
but
react
what are you
that way.
daydreaming about?
Because it's so early in the morning, you just start thinking about something. Like you start thinking about like, oh, what am I going to eat today? Or, oh, is today going to be a good day?
Yeah.
Or, oh,
but the
this
way
and that.
the way that your brain and motor functions work is that it's impossible to tickle yourself. Like you can't.
Well,
you
then I
can't
just broke
actually
the
tickle you.
impossibility
No,
of the
but you
impossible.
can't actually do it.
No, I actually do. I'll show you right now.
No, but you can't actually tickle yourself because your brain knows
No,
where your
not
hand
a
is
laugh
going.
ha-ha tickle, but like just like a kind of an electrical tickle.
I don't think Maury knows what he's talking about.
You said it. Thanks, Alan.
Oh, sorry. Can I get a quick shout out to Shem?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Shem, who works on the Roz and Mocha show, by the way.
Yeah, Shem is just my guy. I was listening to the way that he handled himself during that unfortunate scenario during Black History Month.
Yeah.
And man, he was just so classy.
The racist DMs he gets, yeah.
He was just so classy and he carried himself so intelligently. I just shout out and much love to Shem for real.
You want to say hi to him? He just walked back into the room.
Shem just walked back in the room.
Yeah, for sure.
Shem. Alan is on
There's
the
a
phone.
super racist on the phone that wants to confront you.
Whoa!
No, I'm joking.
Can you hear him? Can you hear him?
Joking.
Say hello?
Shem.
Hey, bud, how are you?
Hey, man, how are you?
Good. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, man, I just want to give you a shout out, man. Just like the way that you handled yourself during that unfortunate Black History Month scenario, it was just so well thought out and very classy. So I wanted to show you some love, you know?
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, bud.
All right, man.
And don't be a racist, okay? Much love, brother.
That's a fair request.
Thanks, Alan.
All right, thanks, guys.
Later, brother.
All right, Denz has a question that I think is going to be very easy for us to answer.
Okay.
Would you rather live in a house with Dammit Matthews rules for a year or be served Maury's special macaroni and cheese for dinner every day for a year?
But I don't have to. Okay, so hold on here. So I still get to live at home, right?
Uh-huh.
But I just have to eat Maury's macaroni and cheese every night for a year?
Yeah.
But okay, can I ask a question?
Yes.
If I was living in Matthew's house with Matthew's rules, would I still have my family with me? Like we would all just have to abide by Matthew's rules?
Let's say yes.
Yes.
I could tell you from experience, it's not that fun.
Can you reread the question for me, please?
Would you rather live in a house with Dammit Matthews rules for a year or be served Maury's special macaroni and cheese for dinner every day for a year?
That's a lot of tuna and a lot of egg.
Interesting, because it just says Dammit Matthew's rules for a year. It doesn't say I have to live with Dammit Matthew.
No, just the rules.
Just the rules. What are some of those rules again, more?
No bare feet in the bed. Like
Okay.
you have to wear socks or some sort of foot covering.
Right.
Shoes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch the thermostat.
Not allowed to touch the thermostat. You can't. So you wouldn't be allowed to use your bedroom bathroom.
Right.
Which is very odd because he's not there.
Right.
Yeah, you can't use the master ensuite.
Okay.
For no apparent reason.
Right. I just wouldn't be allowed
true.
because rules are rules, right?
Yeah, that's so true.
But I also,
How would Matthew even know?
okay, but let's go to the plus on this. I also wouldn't be allowed to load the dishwasher.
No, but nobody would because Matthew's not there.
Right. True. Oh, shoot, man.
Is he gonna hand wash everything?
Okay. And what do you put in your mac and cheese again, Maureen?
Oh, so it's tuna, it's ketchup, it's a hard-boiled egg, it's corn, and a little bit of water.
Boots to bed every night. I'm going boots in the bed every night.
Same. I'd rather follow the rules. Okay. Sarah asks, you've mentioned that Mocha and Jenna hosted a dinner for the crew a few years back. If Maury and Matthew were to host Roz, Catherine, Mocha, and Jenna, would you all go? The stories that would come from this would be priceless.
Would we all go?
You know what?
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. Of course. Why not?
Yeah. It would be tough, I think. I think it would be tough to get everybody together. What would you serve first of all? More I need to know before I can confirm my
Don't say
family.
mac and cheese.
No, because Matthew would probably do the cooking. It would be Portuguese called verde soup.
Which is?
Basically, it's like potato and collard green soup. It's amazing. It's
I
what you
would
get
not
at
eat
a
that.
Portuguese wedding.
There's
It's wonderful.
No way I would ever eat that.
You would love it.
No.
Next.
No,
Okay,
I would not eat a
What would you guys-
a potato and what is it? Potato and what?
No, it's like it's all blended together though.
But what is in it? Collard greens and what?
And potato.
What's a collard green?
It's kind of like kale, but not as wrinkly.
No, don't eat kale.
Okay. So
It's
what
a
would
really
you?
good soup.
But what's the base? Is it like a vegetable base?
No, it's a potato base.
Huh?
Well, no. What's the base of the soup? It's not. That's like mashed potatoes with lettuce in it. Is what you're describing. Okay.
Yeah,
but what's the
puree
what's the
into a
base?
drink.
What's the base of the soup? What's the base of
Like
the
chicken
soup?
stock?
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
But
What
they
else?
put in some sausage.
Okay, what else is that? That's your answer for everything, isn't it, Maury?
Probably some cod.
What else? Cod. Yeah. Like, how's he cook it?
Well, he does a really nice dish where it's cod, potato.
There's a lot of starch, man.
You guys love potatoes, huh?
I'm not gonna
Portuguese
poop for a
thing.
week. Okay, go. So, how does he cook it?
It's sort of in a casserole dish. You have like cod, potato, tomato, and it goes in.
A cod lasagna?
Okay, hold on here. Okay.
I'm telling you, Portuguese people right now are listening to some drooling.
Okay.
I think I'm busy that night. I don't know if I can show up.
It's so good.
Okay, so
It's really- it's Portuguese
Okay,
food.
so in a casserole dish,
Yeah.
there's cod,
which is a fish.
Yes,
Cod,
potato,
tomato, and I think red pepper.
Okay, and then what? It all goes in the oven at the same time?
Yeah.
And potato takes a long time to cook. How long is he cooking this fish for?
Like it's thinly sliced potato on top, kind of like
like almost like a scallop potato kind of thing?
like chips, kind of like chip cut.
Okay, yeah.
But sort of not dry on
Right.
top, kind of thing.
Okay.
With a lot of olive oil.
And then, okay, so it's fish and potato and tomato. Okay.
On the side of potato
Yeah,
salad.
with a side of potato soup. Okay. What else? And I know I wouldn't be allowed to drink for fear that he would look at me like I'm an alcoholic.
No, he would just judge you later.
Right? Would he make me share something with him? Like if it was like, hey, would you want a beer? And I'd say sure, and he would pour me half, and he would take the other half.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
Put the other half in the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? What else you guys serving?
Probably some chicken.
Okay, chicken and fish, huh? How does he prepare the chicken?
Oh, in the oven. He never cooks anything on the stovetop because he does the smoke alarm is right above the oven.
Right, that's poor planning. So
constantly
chicken
goes
in the oven. What kind of chicken and how is he preparing it?
Chicken in the oven, probably with, knowing him, it'd be olive oil, apple cider vinegar.
Potatoes.
I was gonna say, please don't say potatoes on the side.
Oh, no, but there'd be small round potatoes as a side dish.
He knows potato isn't a spice, right?
No, but Portuguese people, everything's potato.
Okay.
and what else?
Because they grow on the fields.
I'm shocked that Matthew eats that much potato because I figured that he would be far more
No,
low
this is
carb.
for guests. He doesn't eat any of it.
Oh.
Like, he won't sit with us and eat. He'll just sort of be in the kitchen.
Oh, okay. He'll go to the bedroom once he put the food down. Right.
And then what's for
You just ring a little bell. He'll
what's
come
for
home.
dessert?
Oh, dessert will be rice pudding.
Wow, this sounds
That's
like
called
such a fun
rouge
time.
juice.
Okay.
Yeah, I might be busy that night too. That's a lot of potato.
All right.
It's good stuff.
But what does he make for you on a regular night? Like if he's cooking
He always
for
makes
you.
soups. Like, so he'll do like a vegetable kale soup. Like, he always
Right.
makes soups or chicken.
Yeah.
That's usually the thing. I made dinner last night.
Yeah.
What'd you make?
I made chicken with peanut sauce
Yeah.
and side of like sort of like a little salad kind of thing. It came in a box.
Right. What do you mean it all came in a box?
Like a food delivery. And I just follow the instructions.
so you get the food delivery system.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
They bring them
and everything
all.
comes all cooked, or sorry, not cooked, cut and ready to go.
Yeah, so even like the smallest amount of ingredients, like if he needs a pinch of salt, it comes in a little bag and it's just a pinch of salt.
What would you guys put out for appetizers?
There's no appetizers, it's like a meal.
No, but it's a dinner party, though.
it's
You need
yeah,
appetizers.
like when people show up, you offer them a drink, and then
Oh,
hey,
no, we don't do
on-
appetizers. No, anytime we've had anybody over, there's no appetizers.
There's no.
No, because by the time you arrive, dinner's ready. Let's go.
Right. Potato pops.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
sit down.
Oh,
you
sit down and eat. Oh,
and
yeah. There's
eat,
no
shut
social.
up
Yeah.
and get the hell out of my
Yes,
house.
Exactly.
Man, this sounds like such a fun night, guys.
Okay, but if you weren't eating dinner from a pre-prepared box, what would you prepare on a regular night?
Oh, mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And does he eat that as well or no?
No, not a chance.
No.
No.
Man, what do you have for lunch? You have a hot dog and a piece of processed cheese,
So
right?
yeah, I put 2 hot dogs on a plate and rip what do you call it, cheese slices on
Yeah.
top and lay them down kind of like bow ties on the hot dog and microwave it for 35 seconds.
Right, 35 seconds,
Yeah.
and that cooks the hot dog enough.
Well, once it starts to blister, it's done.
Anyway, I'm busy. I can't come by, bro. I wish I could. Sounds like a super fun time.
What am I going to do with all those potatoes?
Ashley asks, can Mocha and Maury's dog have a play date?
Oh man, yes, please.
No, there will never,
No?
ever.
Why
and
not?
I'll tell you exactly
realistically,
why.
you guys live in 2 different cities too,
but I'll
right?
drive out there.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you exactly why. Because I know how Matthew is, right? And I feel seeing my dog Tig, who's very rambunctious, by the way, and your dog Andy play, I would feel like Matthew wouldn't be comfortable seeing them play as
rough, maybe, or
as
yeah.
dogs typically get really rough. They get humpy sometimes, let's be honest. And sometimes when they really, really get excited, they get pretty drooly. So your dog, Andy, your tiny, tiny little dog who's only like a couple months old would be like covered in drool, maybe get grass stains on his fur. And I just feel like Matthew would not.
Anxiety. It's too much for him.
Yeah, I don't think he would be necessarily
overprotective. Like the
cool
two
with it.
Andy and Matthew are like the best of friends.
Right, because he's Matthew's dog.
Yeah, I'm the third wheel.
Yeah, isn't that funny that you became the third wheel and this is the thing that you wanted more than anything else?
Oh, it's so sad.
Like you married a man to get a dog.
And now the dog likes Matthew.
Right.
Don't you think that Matthew would be a little anxious and uncomfortable with seeing?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yes.
1,000%.
Yeah.
He would rush over there and separate them, thinking they were fighting or making babies.
Right. And he never let your dog near Mocha again either. No, it was funny because there was a lot of, couples have a goal in mind and then they set milestones to achieve before they can get to that goal. And for Maury, it was always, I want a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Matthew, it was like, well, no, we need to get a place. So we need to get a couch first. We need to get curtains first. We need to get married first. We need to do, so Maury did all that stuff. Did all the stuff, got the condo, the couch, the husband, everything. He checked off all the milestones and he brings his dog home and the dog loves Matthew more.
Like the dog will follow Matthew everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
When I come into the room, it goes and runs and hides.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm some sort of, I'm a monster.
Yeah.
What a diss.
Andy just started humping this morning. Now they're humping at home together.
What does he hump?
Matthew's leg.
Matthew's leg. Did you give him a stuffed animal? I don't know. What's the protocol? Can you give him a stuffed animal to hump? Can you just let him go out
he has a stuffed animal.
Yeah, what is it?
It's the one with your face on
Is it really?
Yeah.
Like, don't lie right now.
Yeah.
Like, is it really?
Yeah.
Has he humping it?
No, but I can't wait to get home.
Oh.
Wait,
That's
what?
weird. That's
I want to
weird.
see if he'll do it.
That's weird.
Oh, I thought you meant you can't wait to get home so you can hump it.
Right, that's what I thought too.
No, I wanted to see if what he'll do with this doll.
Yeah, and Andy will not be the first thing to hump that. You know what I mean? We know right away. That thing's pre-humped.
Sunrez writes, how much leeway do your bosses give you to talk about things? Is there a set of topics or an itinerary that you have to follow daily, or you guys really just do whatever you want? Asking because everything just flows so naturally and never feels forced like other radio shows.
Yeah, we don't do...
First of all, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We don't do... First of all, nobody tells us what we should say.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. Has never happened. And I know that sounds sort of... I don't know what the word is. Boasting or bragging or whatever, but because a lot of shows aren't like that, and a lot of shows aren't like that, one, because they need to be produced another way, or they're just part of different companies, or there's a different philosophy, or they're not as good, or they're whatever the reasons are. People produce different things in different ways. We just have never done a show that way. We just have never done where we rely on other people to sort of tell us what we do. Now, when it comes to the rules, we also don't have a lot of rules, but I would say on this show, self-police ourselves more than most.
Yeah.
We always had this reputation of being, just because of the way we would talk about things, we started out and we had this reputation, Moke and I, of like people were afraid to listen to the show with their children because it was loud and we would talk about certain things. But the one thing on this show that we never talked about was we never talked about sex on this show, on the radio show. We never did. We never went into detail about anything like a lot of other shows do. And a lot of other shows make a name for themselves, sort of being that tongue-in-cheek kind of, explicit without being explicit with boundaries.
Sure.
And we never did that. And still to this day, it's rare that we will talk just full on overtly about sex.
Yeah. And I think, we know each other's personalities. So we know that certain topics that we may have in mind without telling the other person kind of the direction or the reaction that you're going to get from that person. That's why I think, things like, like this show, we don't heavily talk about certain things that we're going to talk about, if that makes sense.
Yeah. We don't do a lot of pre-planning. Like there's certainly not a, listen, I'm going to say this and you should say this and then Maury will say this. That doesn't happen. It's just that sort of thing is you rely on people who are talented and can, think on their feet and they understand what's funny and they understand more importantly what's not funny.
I was
so
actually
that's pretty much it.
Just thinking about this the other day, about our show and when we got together to do the show, and our bosses were just like, just turn on the microphones and just go. And they kind of left it up to us to figure out, as opposed to some other shows where it's like, okay, here's the format. Here is your kind of role. Here's what your role is. These are the kind of like the guidelines. With us, it was just like, okay, guys, go in there and just figure out what it is that you guys want to do and figure out the type of show that you want to do.
Yeah. And there's options out there. You know, you can come up with things of where you sort of pool content with other radio shows, you know, around the world, where you can subscribe to these websites and people will go on there and they'll say, hey, we did this on our show. You guys should really try it. And people do that and they're very successful with it. We've never done that because I've never just been comfortable with doing that. There's also services where you can pay actors to come onto your show. Yeah. And, you know, they'll play out like they just had some fantastic, weird, wild, crazy, never going to believe it story that an audience will, you know, they love it and it does really well. But they're paid actors. And the person they're talking to on the phone isn't, you know, their story's, it's not real. It's fake. It's scripted. So, you know, you have those options as well, which we've never done, just because I would feel dirty doing that. I would always just feel dirty doing that. But there's a lot of
lying to people.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to do a show. But we had the benefit of when we started this show, it was a brand new station. So we started at zero. And there's a freedom in starting at zero. You have nothing to uphold, you have nothing to live up to, and you have nobody that you could possibly let down. And so when we built this show, we started from zero and then sort of built it from there. So that's sort of how we
I always describe it as like, you know, hanging out at a coffee shop and you see your friend at the table and, you know, you don't pull out a script from your back pocket, you know, you just sit down and have a conversation. So it's like we're all at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine that you feel that way. I feel completely different about it. But if that's what makes you entertaining,
that's how I
good,
describe it.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, but I just feel differently. I would never describe it that way.
It's an easy way to describe. Why would you never describe it that way?
Because for me, it is so the thing that is difficult about doing a show like this is in order for it to sound natural, it's really anything but natural. There is so much I don't in my regular life when I'm having conversations with people, I am not hyperly aware of pacing and I'm not hyperly aware of tone and I'm not hyperly aware of what somebody's going to say next and whether I'm like intently listening to what they're going to say. To me, it's the exact opposite of a casual conversation. It sounds like a casual conversation, but the attention to the conversation is nothing that you would ever experience in real life.
I couldn't hear you. The barista was making coffee behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
My God,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Dallas Singh. Oh, from Vancouver. Thank you, by the way, for listening to us in Vancouver on Kiss Radio. Dallas, what's the dumbest thing you believed as a kid? What is the dumbest thing you believed as a kid?
Oh, there was a lot of, this was on Reddit. I saw this where people were talking about this exact same thing. And I'm trying to remember what some of them were. It was a very entertaining hashtag.
What's the dumbest thing you believed as a kid? David Morey?
I've said this one before, and it's, to me, it's the best answer for myself for this. When I went with a friend to Niagara Falls, and he told me we have to keep watching because it's almost time for them to turn it off.
Right.
And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, it's almost 8 p.m. and they turn off the falls at 8 p.m. You got to see this.
Yeah.
So I stood there. And I waited for like till 8, and he's like, oh, they might be running late. Just wait 10 more minutes. And like till 8:10.
But did you find out years later that they don't turn them off, or did you find out that night?
No, years later.
Oh, wow.
Because I remember telling my dad, I'm like, oh my God, John said they turned them off at night. And my dad knew what was up. He's like, no, it's true.
Right.
My dad trolled me.
Oh, no, your dad.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of dumb things you believe as a kid.
Oh, that like, if you chew bubble gum and swallow it, it'll stick to your bones.
Stick to your bones? I never heard
thought
stick
it
to
was
your
like
bones.
it stayed in your system for 7 years.
I was told it sticks to your bones, right?
Wow.
By who?
My teachers.
Yeah. Your teacher said they would stick to your bones?
Yeah, Mrs.
man.
Collict.
Wow. Jeez.
No, I always thought it was if you swallow bubble gum, like it stays in your system for 7 years.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you have sex and the woman goes on her head. She does a handstand. She won't get pregnant.
Okay, say that again.
What?
Say it again.
That if you have sex with
Yeah,
a woman,
right.
and she immediately right afterwards goes on and does a handstand,
Yeah.
she won't get pregnant.
Oh, I would think that she would get pregnant.
No, because then everything goes to her, like...
It would stays in as opposed to comes out.
No, it would go to her head.
Her head?
I have a question for you. Damn, Maury.
Like, do you think it's just one big tube that goes all the way up? Like with like...
Well, it bends around a bit.
But it eventually makes its way up to their head?
That's why you can't do handstands.
Do you think inside of our body, right, it's just bones and we're just like hollow?
Yeah, but
Otherwise?
with veins and tubes and stuff.
Right, and
Yeah.
organs, you understand that. But okay, so hold on here. You think, right, or you did at one point, I don't know whether you still do, but you think that, like, do you think that eventually, like, if you put something, like, up your butt,
yeah,
right?
It can come out your mouth.
What? Hold on.
Okay. Or wind up in your head?
Well, it depends. Like if you lean a little to the left, it'll come out your mouth before it gets to your mouth. So that's
Right.
why I always assumed that women were doing handstands after sex. You know, I thought it was, to not get pregnant.
So then it would drain to their head.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that is some next level biology, man. Honestly. Did anybody teach you about sex and like biology and that kind of thing? Like, do you remember learning that in school? No, you had no idea.
No.
Do you have any idea how things work now?
Yeah, I mean, from time to time.
How are babies made?
Like the whole process?
Yeah, like how are babies made? Talk us through that process.
Like after you've had sex?
No. Just talk us through the process of like just sex is happening.
Sex is happening.
Yes.
The man finishes.
Yes.
There's hundreds of these things that swim.
Which are?
Sperms that
Correct.
swim to the egg.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And only one makes it through.
Okay.
There's always
where's the egg?
Oh, like in her
what?
like lower intestines or something.
Okay, so the egg is in the lower intestines.
Right? And there's one egg out of all of them. I guess he raises his hands. He's like, I got it.
Okay.
And he sort of goes into the
Wait,
egg.
how many eggs?
No, there's one egg.
Okay, but it's the one egg that raises its hand?
No, the sperm.
Okay, so yeah.
The faster sperm. I got this.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And then he goes in and he fertilizes the egg somehow.
Right. I feel that you watched the very beginning of Look Who's Talking, and that was all the sex education you got.
That was it. Yes, the cartoon.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the egg is in the lower intestine.
Yeah.
Right? And
because
then,
it has to be close to where the man enters.
And then how does the sperm get to the lower intestine?
I guess it either swims or...
What are some of the things that it goes past while it swims? What are some of the other sort of parts down there? The butt. Okay, yes. Okay, so the sperm swims past the butt into the lower intestine because that's where the egg lives.
Yes, it's
Right.
being held there by what I've seen in a picture that kind of looks like a throne.
Right, yes, okay. Yeah.
So the egg's sitting on the throne.
Okay, yeah.
The lower intestine throne.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
So then
yeah.
it fertilizes the egg.
Yeah.
And then I guess almost like a chicken egg, the thing is growing inside based on heat.
Okay.
And continues to grow. And
So say that again. Go back.
Which part?
Before it starts to grow.
Oh, it's fertilized with heat?
With heat.
The
Okay.
body heat.
Yeah.
The body heat, which, and then I guess it grows and grows and hatches out of the egg, and then it's living in a sack of some sort of water.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then after 9 months,
Okay. Yeah.
it's too big for the sack, and then it comes out.
It's too big for the sack, and then it comes out. Explain the birthing process now.
Okay, so if all goes well, then it just comes, they have to push it out through the vagina, or they cut open and do a C-section because they can't get it out through the vagina, and then they take it out through the stomach, which I always just assumed they open it like a door, and there the baby is.
Okay. Now, but going back to Maury, what you had said earlier, why is it then not possible to have a baby through your mouth?
Oh, what you mean like when you do a handstand?
Yeah.
No, you do a handstand so that the sperm, I guess, goes quickly past the egg.
Okay.
And dies.
Okay.
Because because it gets into your stomach and all the stomach acids and stuff, right? So you want it to sort of pass the egg and die.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. How much sperm is in one ejaculate, Maury? You said hundreds, right?
Yeah, like hundreds. Like, I don't know an exact number, but I mean, I've just seen it.
Right. Do you have your phone with you?
No.
No? Go get your phone.
Okay.
What are you going to make him look up?
Yeah, I'm going to make him look up because I'm going to blow his mind right now. Open Google.
Okay, my last search was Louis Vuitton.
Okay, well, this is going to go right along with that. Google, how many sperm?
How
many sperm in
are produced each day?
No. In one ejaculate. Let me know what you get.
Sperm counts vary from about 20 million to 100 million sperm cells. That's like more sperm, like more people that are in a raptor stage.
20 million. 20 million. Yes.
Healthy guys produce from 1.5 milliliters to 5 milliliters of semen each time.
Yeah.
1.5. That's like a can of Coke. No, it's
not.
not.
It's not like a can of Coke, more. It is not a can of Coke. And on that note,
every week you'll see on Instagram at Kiss925 a picture that reads "Ask Ross Smoke." Feel free to ask your question, and we'll try our best to answer them on a future episode of the podcast. There's nothing gross, please. Anyone? Thanks. Can of Coke.
Oh God.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat. Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.